Test 1, 2. We are live here at Hutchison Field.
Meadowbrook Mall, Ortho 4 States, Tri-State Building, Jockstitch Sporting Goods, Lindbergh Pharmacy, Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, Commerce Bank, Yeti Auto Body and Alignment, Haynes Incorporated, Spigarelli Law Firm, Lane Lord Basketball Games, Wilbert and Towner, Ryan Insurance, Pittsburg State University, 88 Drone Video, Vogel Heat and Air, Croccan Telephone, and Crossland Construction. Now let's go live to the field. Here's the voice of the Purple Dragons.
And good evening, everybody, here at Hutchison Field on homecoming night. Mike Snow alongside Avi Sharma as we are set for some high school football as the Purple Dragons host the Carl Junction Bulldogs here tonight at Hutchison Field, Avi. And it's kind of a mixed bag weather-wise. It was cloudy, it was windy, it rained a little bit. Now the sun's out, and we're about 30 minutes away from kickoff and ready for some football.
And hopefully, Mike, we can keep this rain out of here as we see the rainbow in the background. It's homecoming night here at Pittsburg, as we should have ourselves a pretty good matchup between the Bulldogs and the Dragons. And we got ourselves some great weather. Hopefully, won't see the weather play a fact until after the game, so hopefully that shouldn't interfere. But I'm really looking forward to the game that we have tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good one. And when you talk about defenses, you talk about front seven, you talk about defensive lines, and it really sets the stage with what Carl Junction brings to the table. The best defensive line Pittsburg High is going to face right here tonight, led by Zeke Wall, who is a grown man. We talked about him in the pregame show before we went on. 6'1", 275. Against Webb City, he had 16 tackles. 16 tackles as a defensive tackle. He's going to be quite the issue tonight. Going to give the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons a lot of problems because they're on their third-string quarterback. Chase Johnson, Brett Weimers are going to get split time, with Chase Curtis last week shaken up at Andover Central. And then Ty Roark came in. He blew out his shoulder, out for the season, a shoulder that's been kind of nagging him for the last couple of years of his career. So not only are you playing your third-string quarterback here on homecoming, you're facing probably the best defense you're going to see all year.
Yeah, and Mike, I tell you, I think we got number 46 circled on our little depth chart here, as we will be calling Zeke Wall's name and number quite a bit, as he's going to be a force to be reckoned with as the Dragon offensive line. They've done a good job all year, but they know that this, like you mentioned, this is going to be the toughest challenge that they've had. When they went to Webb City and they played, they had some fits, they had some problems, but they overcame it, even though they resulted in a loss. But this is the second time that they're going to face another team that's like that, but it's going to be a little bit more aggressive, and so they're going to have to get that football out. They're going to throw the football. They're going to throw quick slants or something like that.
It is homecoming. We appreciate you for joining us here on ESPN 100.7 and the KSHQ app. Also, we'll have live streaming video at kickoff right at 7 o'clock, so we do appreciate everybody and all the ways that you consume high school football here from ESPN 100.7. We're going to hear from both coaches. Come back live here to the field, Hutchinson Field, for tonight's starting lineups and much, much more. It's Purple Dragon football on ESPN 100.7. The pregame show starts after this 2-minute timeout.
Toyota applauds the hardworking and dedication of our educators, coaches, parents, and student athletes. Frank Fletcher Toyota is proud to be the #1 volume new car dealer in the 4 states and an 8-time Toyota President's Award winner.
Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet care and surgery, making a difference.
Now back to Dragon football. For tonight's matchups, Pittsburg High hosting Carl Junction here at Hutchinson Field. CJ, of course, ranked second in Class 4. Earlier today on Coach's Corner, Rob Strand on our staff caught up with Carl Junction head coach Doug Buckmaster. And here's that conversation. Rob started out asking him how he felt about the big win last week over Willard.
Well, the end result was fantastic. We played extremely good second half on both sides of the ball. It was a 7-0 ball game at the half. Our defense played tremendous the entire game, and especially there in the first half, we put we put our defense in a bind several times. We mishandled or we actually had a punt blocked in the first half in our own territory. We actually had a punt hit us whenever Willard was actually punting, and it was a short punt and actually hit one of our players, and they recovered the football. We also threw 2 interceptions in the first half when our quarterback was hit releasing the ball, and the ball goes in the air, and they picked both those off. We actually again were very good defensively. Offensively, we were very good with the exceptions of the 2 quarterback hits that resulted in the interceptions, and we also had an 85-yard touchdown called back by penalty, and had a 50-yard pass play called back by penalty. So anyway, I guess the first half, anything that could go wrong basically went wrong on the offensive side of the ball or on special teams, and we were fortunate that our defense played so well there in the first half. But again, in the second half, we played a clean game.
And that's much to be said about the inspirational speech at halftime by the coach, right?
Well, there wasn't much of an inspirational speech, actually. There's not a whole lot you can do whenever, it wasn't that we were playing bad offensively. They had a defensive end that was 6'4" and about 280, and he was able to bull rush our offensive tackles twice and knock him into our quarterback. So it wasn't from lack of effort; it was a lack of kid being quite a bit bigger than he was, I think, and nothing you could do about that, actually. And then obviously to have an 85-yard run called back and have a 50-yard pass called back, that's the judgment of the officials, and I'm sure they were correct on those. And then to have a punt blocked, which is a no-no, and we did it. And then to be hit by a punt, it's kind of odd deal. Doesn't happen very often. But again, the speech was not necessary. It was just going out and playing a clean game in the second half, and we did that.
And the same names pop up when you hear the highlights from Carl Junction Bulldogs, or the same kids involved in that good second half.
Oh yeah, it's Ray Weston, our tailback, rushed for over 140 yards, and our quarterback Joe Kennedy rushed for over 140 yards also, and also threw for 200 yards in the game. Again, we had over 500 yards total offense in the game. It was just a little sloppy there in the first half that allowed the score to be what it was. And Willard is a big football team. They have some athletes. Their quarterback is very, very good. Have an outstanding wide receiver. They're a decent football team. It's not like they're not. They're very, very capable, and they kind of abandoned the run early. Didn't feel like they could run the ball. That's what they hang their hat on, and they got in a lot of 5 wide, and they end up throwing the ball about 43 times in the game, which is probably about 20, 25 more than they usually do. So, but and we did a nice job, held them around the 200 yards total offense, for the night. So, our offensive guys. They did their thing that we count on them doing. Our quarterback and tailback receivers had a good game, and our offensive line played well, with the exception of the 2 quarterback hits. And again, that sometimes comes down to physical ability there sometimes.
Up next for Carl Junction at Pittsburg, and Tom Nicholson's Purple Dragons at 4-1, and coming off a 12-7 win against Andover Central. Lone loss to Webb City this season, and Purple Dragons talented, but now facing some adversity.
Well, we're excited to be going over to Pittsburg, number one, to go over and, play the Purple Dragons there at home. I don't believe Carl Junction has ever done that. I believe that was our first meeting, if I'm correct, last year when they came here. So excited about going over there and playing, at the stadium there in Pittsburg. I've watched many watched many games there, set foot on it many times, but never. Well, I guess I take that back. I have had the pleasure of coaching there. I forgot about my Riverton days. That's how old I'm getting. I forgot.
I remember it too. So
we would have played there a few times. So that's my memory loss that's getting in my way there. But anyway, with all the tradition that the Purple Dragons have in football, and we've talked to our kids about that. They're a physical football team. They're well coached. Again, all that tradition. They're going to give it their best effort. They compete hard. They may be a little banged up and battling a little adversity, but I promise you, we are in the same boat and have been all year. So you still tee it up and you kick it off and you play the game, and anything can happen, and hopefully we'll be prepared. When we get there, and it's high school football, and you see what happens.
That's Carl Junction Bulldogs head coach Doug Buckmaster joining us here on the pregame show. When we take 2 minutes, we'll come back and visit with Tom Nicholson, head coach of the Purple Dragons. This is Pittsburg High football on ESPN 100.7.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
hello, and we welcome you back to the Coach's Corner on ESPN 100.7. Cam Molina with you, joined by Pittsburg High School head football coach Tom Nicholson. Coach, a road win last week at Andover Central. Small margin of victory, but a win nonetheless, 12-7. There were certain disasters that occurred throughout the game, and ultimately affected you and your team. But you pull out the victory. Despite unfavorable circumstances, how did you guys feel about your performance?
Well, you never want to feel too bad if you're able and fortunate enough to get the W. And it was just one of those nights, like you said, it felt like if it could go wrong, then it did go wrong. So I was really proud of the way our kids just kept working, just kept grinding. We had injuries, we had penalties, we had turnovers. I mean, you name it, we had it happen to us. And there was never any finger pointing. There was never any conflict on the sidelines. The kids did a good job of just coming together and keep going to work, even though they knew they were facing some major adversity. They just kept plugging and wound up getting the W. So, pretty, no, but a win's a win.
Coach, and you talk about there's no finger pointing, but players will take liabilities for their mistakes. Can you talk about that mentality and how it's instilled in each of your players?
Well, I think it comes from our seniors. I mean, they're kids. Some of them are starters. Some of them are role players. Some of them are special teams players. They each have a job to do, but the number one thing they do is they put the team ahead of themselves. And like you said, they take responsibility for their actions. And that just kind of filters and permeates down through your younger kids. So if your seniors are willing to set that tone, and when they screw up, they know it and they admit it and they try to correct it, then your younger kids do that too. So it's just kind of the attitude of this team and this senior group with the leadership they have. Everybody's responsible for themselves, and they don't want to let their teammates down, and that's what makes this group so special.
Coach, you can tie in your senior leaders also to the defensive side of things. In your mind, has the defense exceeded expectations? I mean, coming into this season, you lose several Division I, Division II NAIA players, including Devin Duncan and Elijah Harris, who are playing in the MIAA, and then Trevor Kent, who's going to play D1 football. Has it completely blown what you had expected out of the water?
Well, I mean, we did. We lost nine starters off last year's defense. But the way these kids worked from the off-season through the summer, not really, because I saw how hungry they were and I saw how passionate they were. And the one thing these guys have is football and athletic intelligence, and they're competitors. They may not have the physical stature of some of those guys, but between the ears, they're a pretty advanced group. So they give themselves the best opportunity to be successful. Now, that means sometimes you get blown out because the other guy's just physically a little better than you, yeah, but the majority of the time our kids are going to be in the right places and they're going to fight and scrap to get their jobs done. So, no, it doesn't surprise me because I saw how hard they work and I know how smart this group is, but it is a group that's fun to watch, and you can be really proud of them just because they do prepare so well and they play so hard.
We are currently talking with Tom Nicholson, head football coach of the Purple Dragon. Coach, you talk about how perspicacious your crew is, and looking at the last couple of weeks, actually the entirety of the season as you head into Week 6, you guys have forced a lot of turnovers. A turnover each game, in fact. Can you talk about how that's been preached in practice?
Well, one of the most telling stats of a game is turnover margin. You know, you always want to be on the plus side, and if you can be +2, your chances go up exponentially, and if you can be +3, you got 3 more possessions than the other team. You should be able to score some more points than they do. It's stressed by our defensive coaches. I mean, they do a strip circuit, a turnover circuit, at least once, if not twice a week, and they've done it since the beginning of summer. It's vital to our defense. You know, when you're not the biggest kids on the block, you're going to give up some yards. But if you gang tackle and the first one holds them up, and the second, third, and fourth are trying to rip that ball out, a lot of times you'll get those turnovers. And our defense prides itself on trying to create at least 2 a game, if not 3, whether it be interceptions or fumbles. So that's part of our defensive staff's philosophy is we've got to get the ball out because we're going to give up some yards, but we need to take advantage of the turnovers, and we need to be ultra aggressive and focus on getting that ball out every time we can.
Coach, in your words, can you describe the next man up mentality? I know against Hanover Central when you were on the road last Friday, you had some guys go down with injuries. Offense wasn't particularly clicking, but Derek Butcher makes some big plays, and you have Brandis Evans, Jelani Long, and Corbin Jefferson make some highlight reel runs. Can you just talk about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, as we started dropping through our quarterbacks, you know, we talked to the offensive line and said, you know, you're going to have to take this game over for us. Talk to Brandis, Corbin, and Jelani. You know, you guys are going to have to pick up the slack for us because obviously, as you go down that many quarterbacks, the third stringer isn't getting very many reps, if any, throughout the week. And those guys took it upon themselves. They all dug a little deeper. I mean, our playbook changed dramatically as we went from the first to the second to the third string quarterback. But nobody panicked. Everybody knew their job. They knew what they had to do, and you know, you talked about the running backs, but one in particular, Brandis Evans, just ran like a madman for us. He refused to go down. He was running against 8 and 9 men boxes, and he was just dragging people with him. He really elevated his game big time for us. But probably the one I was most proud of was Chase Johnson. When we're taking Ty off the field, Chase, I need you at quarterback. His words, no panic, no nothing. Yep, I got it. And that was it. And he just went to work. And it was just, it was reassuring that the kid that was coming in, who'd had 0 reps that week, was calm and had no doubts in his mind that he could get the job done. So once again, speaks to the quality and the character of him and the confidence that he has in himself.
Coach, very difficult matchup coming up at home against Carl Junction. Already played one COC opponent this year in Webb City. What can you expect from this team?
A whole lot of what you saw against Webb City. They got a different offensive and defensive philosophy, but their kids are very, very well coached. Coach Buckmaster and his staff, they got them primed and ready to go. They're kind of hitting their end-of-season run right now. Very big, very physical. Defensively, they have probably the best defensive line we'll have faced all year long, and kids who can just flat-out run behind them. And offensively, they spread you out, and they can do anything. they hardly ever run the same play twice, it seems like, in a game. They got a really big playbook, and they call a lot of stuff from the sideline. They wait and see how you line up. So their offensive, defensive schemes are very, very good, and the kids are extremely well coached. Now, there's a reason they're one of the top teams in Missouri. So it's a big-time challenge for us, a big test, but one, just like Webb, that our kids are excited for and kind of see where we stack up against them.
That was Tom Nicholson joining us here on the pregame show. We'll take 2 minutes, come back live to Hutch Field for starting lineups and the opening kickoff. Pittsburg and CJ coming up right here on ESPN 100.7.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Accidents happen. That's why they're called accidents. And if you're involved in an accident, it becomes an instant worry, including can your car be repaired properly and in a timely manner. Enter Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing, a company that exemplifies quality work done in a timely manner. Best of all, Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing offers direct billing to most insurance companies. So, if you're in an accident, there's one name to remember. Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing. Their name says it all. Ask about their 24-hour towing service, too. Call 232-9400. Find the fast in names and numbers.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Marone's Food Service Incorporated wishes the best of luck to all area athletic teams this season. It has been their pleasure to provide great quality food products to area schools, colleges, and universities in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Marone's Food Service is proud to be a fourth-generation family-owned and operated business with over 80 years of service to their customers, employees, families, and communities. Good luck to all area teams from Marone's.
Now back to Dragon football.
Mike Snow and Avi Sharma back here at Hutchison Field as we are set for some Purple Dragon football here on homecoming as they are set to take on the Carl Junction Bulldogs. And we have we've had quite the setup here. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. We're just a couple of minutes away from the kickoff. First for Carl Junction, we'll take a look at their defensive starters. The cornerbacks are Colton Kennedy, Tyler White, both juniors. Free safety is Tegan Armentrout, who is a sophomore. The senior, Caden Christie's the strong safety. The outside linebackers are Raekwon Weston and Kobe Maxwell. The inside linebackers are Levi Dudley and Isaac Shields. And the nose guard is Zeke Wall. Hosea Jones and Taylor Howard are the DNs for Carl Junction. For the Bulldogs offense, Joe Kennedy will be the quarterback signal caller. Raekwon Weston is the running back. The wide receivers are Caden Cupp, Lucas Berlew, Kobe Maxwell, and Aaron Luters. And the right tackle, or the tackles, are Taylor Howard and Cooper Cook. The guards are Eli Middleton and Isaiah Hodges, and Duncan Stamps is the left tackle for the Carl Junction Bulldogs. Also, Joe Kennedy, the quarterback, will handle the kicking duties as well. As we've got Avi Sharma joining us back here in the studio, and I tell you, or in the broadcast booth, I should say, it has been quite the exciting 90 minutes here before this game started, huh?
What a day so far, Mike. Holy cow. Back and forth we go. The weather battling us. It's been quite a pregame kickoff for us, but looks like we're ready to go finally. I think the crowd's ready to go. I think the teams are ready to go. So I think everybody's calmed down a little bit, and we're ready for some Friday night football, Mike.
Yes, we are. Carl in their road whites, with red letters and numerals, red helmets, white letters and numerals, and Pittsburg High in their purple jerseys, purple helmets, and camouflage pants. And, of course, if you're just joining us, the homecoming king, Chase Curtis, will not be in action tonight. Took a helmet to the knee. He will be back in weeks to come as Coach Nicholson, as you just heard him talk with Cam on our Coach's Corner a little bit earlier today. And he will be back hopefully next week. And, obviously you want to win every game, and it's important for homecoming and whatnot. But if you beat CJ, if you don't beat CJ, it really has no effect on the playoffs, which begin in a couple of weeks here for Class 5A. And you certainly would want your senior quarterback, who's had an outstanding year, available in Week 9.
Absolutely. That's the one thing you want to look out for is first is the players first, Mike. Records don't mean anything when it comes down to it. It comes down to these kids having fun and making sure that they're safe. So that's the right call by letting Chase sit this one out. You know how Chase is. He's a competitor. He definitely doesn't want to sit this one out. He wants to play this one. But definitely a great idea. And, like you said, it doesn't matter if you win or lose this game. I mean, obviously you want to win it, but it's not going to hurt you too much if they don't win this one without their senior quarterback, Chase Curtis.
That is correct. Couldn't agree more. And we have Nathan Neef has got it teed up at his own 40-yard line. So we are ready to go here. Raekwon Weston back deep to receive, along with Aaron Luters. Everybody on their feet here at Hutchfield. Low knuckleball. It's going to be taken on a hop by Luters. Angles left, across the 10, across the 15. Hit and upended at the 18. Forward progress to nearly the 20-yard line, and pretty good kick coverage there from the Dragon special teams early on.
And so here we go, Mike. This is going to be a big challenge here for the Dragons defense. They've had their great games, they've had their iffy games, but they're going to have to come out strong here against this Bulldog offense to prove a point.
So 1st and 10, we'll call it right at the 20-yard line for Carl Junction. Kennedy in the shotgun, Weston behind him. There's some movement up front, no flag. They're going to give it to Weston off tackle to the right side. Drags tacklers with him across the 23-yard line. Hit about a yard behind the line, or at least they got a jersey, did the outside linebacker Chase Johnson, but he was able to move the pile forward and pick up about 3 yards.
Wasting no time is CJ.
They will get up there, do the check with me, not allow your defense to substitute. They will take their time in that no huddle. Play clock at 15. Same play, right side to Weston, trying to bounce it outside. The Dragon defense does a great job to string it out and take him down to the ground over there. That was Brett Weimers after a short gain and a big 3rd down and 5 here for the Dragon D.
Yeah, this is a good proving point right here for the Dragon defense, as they want to stop this Carl Junction offense quick and early as much as possible. Give that offense some momentum going in when they get the football.
Trips to the left. Weston to the left of Kennedy. They simulate the snap. Now they will look over, try to see if Pittsburg High will show a blitz or anything. Now they change the call at the line of scrimmage. Kennedy takes the snap. Going to run the bubble screen. It's complete here on the near side. Across the 25. Turns it up just across the 30-yard line and ran out of bounds by Chase Johnson across the 30 to the 32. And it's enough yardage for 1st down as Lucas Berlew takes it for a gain of 7 on 3rd and 5.
Most time we see those trips formations, we always assume that bubble route's a for sure option, and it was just a bubble screen route. Only one PHS defender was up front. The others were playing deep coverage, and so that's what led to the 1st down.
See if the Dragons can make an adjustment there. Trips to the right, zone read, going to keep it as Kennedy, and he is balled up and taken down by Nathan Neef, the kicker, along with Ty Cicero, the defensive end. And I'm sure when you get tackled by the kicker, you get made fun of, like in the pros and college, but when it's Nathan Neef, it's a little bit different situation.
And that's the most interesting thing, Mike. I have never seen a kicker that plays the defensive line like Nathan does, and he is just something to watch, and he's got a leg on him.
Think about how good of a kicker he would be if he wasn't out there on defense, taking a beating for 4 quarters. No gain there. They're going to hand it on the jet sweep. It's blown up. What a great play at the defensive end position for Pittsburg High. That play was blown up by Peyton Steele, the junior. Going to toss him for a loss of 5 and a 3rd down and long coming up deep for CJ in their own territory at the 27-yard line.
So this is exactly what the PHS Dragons are wanting to do, is get these guys on their heels early and get them to do something that they're not expected to do.
So in the shotgun formation on 3rd down and long. Kennedy looking to throw, pump fake. Wants it all down the far sideline. Good coverage over there, and it's incomplete. Good job by Corbin Jefferson, and the first punt of the ball game for the Carl Junction Bulldogs will be coming up. And, you know, I know you allowed a first down, but they had to really work to get it, and then they lose 7 yards on their next set of downs. So, you know, I'd give the defense an A+ there on that.
You count that as a victory for this Dragon defense, as that was a fake bubble going deep ball, and that was just one-on-one. And Pittsburgh read it all along, and so now they're going to get this football here on a 4th down.
So Kennedy, as I said, will run the punt. They send Weston in motion from left to right in the formation. Going to run the rugby-style kick, a high knuckleball. Going to back Jefferson up at his own 35, 40, 45 into CJ territory. Crossed the 40 and ran out of bounds there. And your defense set up the offense in pretty good field position. 1st and 10 Dragons at the CJ 40-yard line with 9:14 to play here in the first quarter.
Well, what better way to start for third-string quarterback Chase Johnson having the ball in his own territory? So now things are looking good for PHS.
So good opportunity to run some clock here deep in CJ territory. For Pittsburgh High, we're scoreless, couple of minutes in. They break the huddle. 3 receivers split out to the right. Lone setback there. Johnson's going to hand it, and it's blown up immediately. Raekwon Weston, the first defender there to hit Corbin Jefferson on that run. Check that. That was
Brandis Evans.
My bad. 26, not 22. So Evans has stood up and pushed back for a loss of 1.
Mike, I tell you, I'm still mind blown by how big Wall is on that front line. Just looking at him. Just intimidating.
Well, a friend of mine that's at the game said, my goodness, Carl Junction passes the eye test. And you know, the guys on the back end are good, but the guys up front are huge. So Johnson in the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Quick snap, looking to throw in the pocket. Floats it over the sideline. He's got him in, and it's complete. Inside the 20 and ran out of bounds at the 18-yard line for Pittsburgh High. That is Jelani Long on a wheel route. Gain of 26, 1st and 10, 23, excuse me, 1st and 10 Dragons.
And I happened to look over on the sideline, see a smile from Chase Curtis, the quarterback of this team, as he's excited seeing that his offense is clicking, doing things right, and now here they are inside the red zone.
You couldn't have asked for a better way to start this game out for the Purple Dragons. Well, they blow it dead. There's the players shaking up. On the back end there for Carl Junction. You're going to get him out of the ball. Actually not shaking up. It's a helmet issue.
So switch helmets with the teammate.
Yep, and a freshman standing on the sideline just lost his helmet, so there's no chance of him going in. The D-back, Isaac Shields there making the equipment change. Tied into the left. Backs in the eye for Pittsburgh High. Johnson turns, hands it off to Long, and that is right into the teeth of the defense there for CJ. And the defensive line blew that play up. Tyler Huffman, a 6'3", 230-pound defensive tackle, going to toss him for a loss of 1.
I tell you, that's going to be tough for this Dragon offense to do, is run the football, which they are so good at. They've been doing all year long to set up the deep ball passes, but it's going to be a tough one in the trenches for them.
So 2nd down and 11 for the Dragons at the CJ 18. 7:30 to play, first quarter. We are scoreless. Receivers bunched up here on the near side. Handed off to Long. Nowhere to go. Now he reverses his field inside the 10 and taken down at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh High. Jelani Long with a gain of 13 yards, and you cannot script the start of this game better for Pittsburgh High.
Well, that play was actually blown up, Mike, as Johnny Long was supposed to run it to the left side, and it was all clogged up, and so he juked back right, and wide open lane for him to take it all the way down to about the 2-3 yard line. So Pittsburgh knocking on that door early with 7 minutes left on the first quarter.
Play 5 of this drive coming up for the Purple Dragons. Back to the I formation. Gonna hand it off to the fullback, and he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go, and he's taken down for no gain. And that will bring up 2nd and goal for Pittsburgh High, just inside the CJ 5-yard line.
Normally that's where Evans does his things, those fullback dives right up the gut. He gets plenty of yards. This time he is stuffed immediately, so we've seen Evans getting no yardage at all against this Bulldog defense.
2nd and goals. The clock rolling now under 6:30 to play, first quarter. Tight end to the right. Receiver split out to the left. Backs in the eye. They're going to turn and toss it to Long, trying to get the corner around the outside. Cuts it up. He's in. Touchdown, Dragons. Jelani Long caps a 6-play drive that started at the CJ 40. And the Dragons lead here 6-0. And that drive took right about 3 minutes off of that play, off the game clock.
Well, you gotta love this for PHS as things are looking great as Neef now attempts the extra point for PHS.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Pittsburg High holds Carl Junction in their first possession and then drives it on the short field, 6 plays, 40 yards. Jelani Long with a 5-yard touchdown run. Nathan Neef with the extra point, and it is good. 7-0 Dragons. We are back here to Hutchison Field on the other side of this 30-second timeout. This is Dragon football.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here live at Hutchison Field. As Pittsburg High on a 5-yard touchdown run by Jelani Long. He also had a catch of 13 yards on 2nd down and long to set up the Dragons in pretty good field position. And Nathan Neef is set to kick it off for the 2nd time. Dragons leading 7-0, 6:16 remaining, first quarter. High knuckleball going to be taken in the end zone for a touchback, and that's where Carl Junction will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And we talked about it in the open. Avi, is Pittsburg High is going to have to play a really good game defensively. So far, the defense has made some plays.
Yeah, absolutely great job by PHS so far, doing what they need to do to maintain the motivation now as the defense did their part, offense did their part, now it's back on the defense.
So Kennedy in the shotgun. We're going to fake the jet sweep, hand it up the middle. Raekwon Weston, room to run, across the 30. Stiff arm at the 40. Now it's a foot race. Raekwon Weston at the 30, 25-20. Into the end zone. Raekwon Weston with an 80-yard touchdown, and we're an extra point away from a tie ball game, and that is the guy that is very dangerous, and that was a guy that Coach Nicholson mentioned in the pregame, very concerned about stopping him.
Well, that didn't take long at all. Holy cow. Was he gone as soon as he got the football. Wow. I'm just stunned right there, Mike, as thought we were going to have a couple plays before another big one, and just like that, we're almost tied up. Swinging gate, special teams motion now.
They line up. It's Joe Kennedy handling the kicking duties, the starting quarterback. The snap is down. The kick is up. It's a low knuckleball, and it just clears the crossbar. It only took 10 seconds to go 80 yards. CJ's tied it up. 6:03 to play first quarter. We are back to Pittsburg here on homecoming after this 30-second timeout. Mike Snow, Avi Sharma here at Pittsburg High on homecoming. Hutchison Field, and the Dragons 6 plays, 40 yards to take a 7-0 lead. Raekwon Weston tied it up with 1 play, 80 yards for the touchdown. The point after was good. And we are tied at 7 here on homecoming. And we expected a good game. So far, the first 6 minutes has not let us down. High end over end kick going to be taken at the 10. That's Evans with it across the 20. Room to run across the 25, and he's upended just inside the 30-yard line. Actually going to mark him down at the 31-yard line, that is, of Pittsburg High. And that's the second time Evans with a good return to give the Dragons some pretty good field position.
That's exactly what you want if you're PHS, as that was a little bit of a shot to the heart there on that defensive last defensive drive there for PHS. But regardless, tie ball game. Your offense did a great job on the other side of the field, and I will see what they can do with a little bit of a longer field to go.
Going to hand it off up the middle, and it runs right into a crowd. That's Jelani Long. He's stuffed for no gain. And Carl Junction's defense makes a play. They've been pretty good on first down, but you got to credit Pittsburg High, Avi, not getting frustrated and continuing to stick with the offense, even though they're not having much success on first down.
Boy, I tell you, it's just getting tough as PHS is trying to get something up the middle, and it'll crack sooner or later. But as of right now, no problem for Carl Junction.
So Johnson sends a man in motion. Going to run the zone read. They give it up the middle to Evans, and he is hit and dropped after a short gain. And the first real situation here for Chase Johnson. It's 3rd down and long in their own territory. And see what Coach Nicholson, how he plays it in the 7-7 ball game with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Probably expect to see a pass here. Johnson did a good job. The first drive, he had one good pass to his running back, Jelani Long. We'll see what he can do. And as of right now, he's got one guy to look at to throw, and that is his Chase Curtis's target, number 4, Dylan White.
We're going to go trips. Johnson looking to throw. Takes the snap under pressure. Floats it up down the far side, and it's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Dylan White over there, and it's going to bring up a punting situation here for Pittsburg High with 4:35 remaining in this first quarter. And, you know, you can't establish the run early on, and that really hurt them.
Yeah, it can't be bad. That no mistakes really happened right there. It's just a tough stand right there for PHS. But regardless, nothing hurt, and you just have to rely on that defense to buckle down again.
So rugby punt on the way. Low knuckleball. It's going to skip at the 40 and going to be touched by Pittsburg High. Weimers downs it at the 33-yard line, and that's where Carl Junction will have it with 4:26 remaining first quarter in a 7-7 ball game. And, you know, early on, the offense has been pretty efficient. I know they just had a 3 and out, but, you know, I think both sides of the ball has got some bright points here early on. And when you consider 4 or 5 starters out, including your top 2 quarterbacks, 7-7 ball game at this point, I think Coach Nicholson would take it.
Absolutely, and they're doing a great job, and we'll see if the defensive can regroup after that long play, as it looks like it's going the same direction.
Yeah, right. The same play to Weston across the 35 and taken down at the 36. Gain of 3 yards, much better than they defended that the last time. Look how big their line is, 65, 57. 55, I mean, that's college-sized kids up there, and the Pittsburg High's defensive line outmatched, but playing well here early on. Kennedy with Weston to his right, takes the snap, going to roll out to the right, throw it on the wide receiver screen, and Chase Johnson's there to take him down for no gain. 3rd down and long coming up here for Pittsburg High.
Well, there's the quarterback. Chase Johnson he has gloves on now, playing defense and doing a great job making some plays. As now another big 3rd down, as PHS has really made these Bulldogs try to make some pressure on them on 3rd downs now.
We'll send a guy in motion from left to right. Going to fake it to him, hand it off to Weston. Moves the pile forward, taken down just shy of the 40, and the defense gets another stop and a punting situation coming up here for Carl Junction as the clock ticks under 3:15 remaining. First quarter, we're tied at 7.
It's got to be a victory for this PHS defense. Again, doing a great job on these third downs, making them earn those. Try to get a first down.
Low snap, going to be shanked off the side of his foot. And goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Let's see where they spot it. Right about the 35-yard line. So Pittsburg High will begin their third drive of the night at their own 35-yard line. 2:51 to play, first quarter. We're tied at 7.
So far, so good. If you're PHS, a little bit frustrating here if you're Carl Junction, is they're going to have to force a turnover to get some momentum, as they're a little playing with the chip on their shoulder.
Johnson gets the play, ran in from the sideline by Brandis Evans. Evans in the fullback position. Jelani Long, the tailback in the eye. Receiver split out to the near side. Going to run the toss sweep to Long, trying to get outside of that defense. And he's going to be stacked up and tossed back inside the 30. Jelani's going to lose about 4 yards there. Second down and 14 coming up for Pittsburg High as the clock ticks under 2:30 remaining in the first quarter.
Boy, I tell you, try to run inside, try to run outside on this Bulldog defense, and it's tough. They are stout on that D-line. We have not seen the corners or the linebackers really do much yet.
And this is the defense that you really want your starting quarterback. Obviously, you want him for every game, but Chase and the deep ball could really blow the top out of it. And Carl Junction, look, they had 9 guys in the box there. Quick snap, good throw, and it's off the fingertips of Dylan White on the quick slant. And third down and long coming up here for Pittsburg High with 2:09 remaining in this first quarter.
Johnson a little bit rusty here, trying to shake the nerves off probably. This is his first career start as a quarterback, and so we'll see what Coach Nicholson comes up with here on a 3rd and 13.
Go to the shotgun. Long behind. Evans to the right. Now they send Long in motion. Going to hand it off to Evans over the left side. Bounces it outside across the 35. Boy, he runs hard and finally wrestled out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain on 3rd and 14, and he earned every one of those yards.
Absolutely is. I don't know how he got through the front line right there as we were looking for him, and then we finally found Evans peeking out, but that's what Evans has done all year, Mike. He's just a bruiser at fullback.
So a punting situation here for Pittsburg High. Long will put a nice boot into it. A high knuckleball will bounce at the 30. It may have touched a Bulldog. Weimers will down it at the 26-yard line. Boy, that was close to hitting Tyler White after the bounce. And CJ will take over. And again, Pittsburg High early on winning the field position battle. This is the best field position of the night. They've had it 2 times at their own 26, once at their own 20. And a 7-7 ball game, 1:54 remaining. Kennedy in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Raekwon Weston stands to his left in the shotgun. Weston with an 80-yard touchdown run already. Jelani Long had a 5-yard touchdown run for Pittsburg High. Kennedy with the snap, play fake, looking to throw. On it all down the seam. It's up for grabs. Good coverage there. What a catch. And a spin move by the wide receiver, and he's taken out of bounds inside the Dragon 30 at the 28-yard line. A ball kind of in no man's land, and Burlew went up and got it right between 2 Dragon defenders that weren't aware the ball was coming.
That's just a jump ball, as great awareness by Carl Junction is now just like that. They get a huge play, and Mike, they're wasting no time on the ball, ready to go.
They're going quick. Trips to the right. Fake the jet sweep. Handed off to Weston over the right tackle. Bounces it outside inside the 20. Wrapped up by a couple of Dragons and finally wrestled to the ground inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. First Dragon there to get him was Dylan Jordan.
Boy, that's just to show you how big and tough Weston is, how many guys it took him to bring him down, as they might have held him up, but he was still chopping his feet and wanting more yards.
He lines up to the right side of Kennedy, trips to the right, lone receiver here to the left. Kennedy going to hit the quick Quick screen in the 15-yard line, and what a nice open field tackle over there on the far sideline. Was that Dylan White or was that Brett Weimers?
I believe that was
Weimers. A great open field tackle or make that Joel Kafka, excuse me. Kafka with the stop, gain of 2. Gain of 5, excuse me, on first down, handed off to Weston, finds a seam inside the Dragon defense and taken down inside the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal on that 7-yard run by Raekwon Weston as we tick under 45 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Carl going really fast, and I don't believe everybody was set.
Oh, they were resetting the clock. Looks like so this play didn't even happen here.
Coach Buckmaster talking to the official. And the chains wasn't set, so they blow the play dead, make them hit the old do-over. You used to have do-overs back in the day, didn't you? Well, they shouldn't wind the clock. They're not winding the clock. They hand it off to Weston over the right tackle. He slips a tackle at the 2, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Second rushing touchdown of the ball game for Raekwon Weston. He's in 13-7. Carl Junction with 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
It's a little interesting series of events that just happened there for a touchdown for Carl Junction. Is regardless Weston doing his thing to give his team the lead.
I think Weston was hearing us talk about the defensive line and Zeke Wall in the pregame, and he's wanting some love. He's earned it here in the first quarter. Kennedy's kick is up, and it is good. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. 14-7. Carl Junction lead Pittsburg High here on homecoming. We are back after this 30-second timeout. This is Purple Dragon football.
Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist. Paynes handles all driveline repairs for cars, trucks, four-wheel drive vehicles, and farm equipment. Paynes can also handle any general machine work and offers 24-hour wrecker service. Call Paynes anytime, 231-3170. Paynes Incorporated is located at the intersection of West McKay and Highway 69 Frontenac Junction. Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist.
Back to Dragon football.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here at Hutchison Field on homecoming. Pair of Raekwon Weston touchdowns, one of 80 yards, the other from 6 yards out. Gives the Carl Junction Bulldogs their first lead of the night at 14-7. And they will kick it off from right to left here to Pittsburg High as Corbin Jefferson stands back deep, awaits the kickoff from Kennedy. Going to be taken at the 5, angles across the 10, and hit on a nice open field tackle at the 20-yard line and taken down at the 22. And that's where Pittsburg High will have their 4th possession of the night. 1st and 10 at their own 22, trailing 14-7 with 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Don't expect to see anything too fancy here with 35 seconds left on the clock here, Mike. You'll probably see him just make one run play and then possibly run this thing out for the second quarter.
Shotgun formation. Long stands back behind Johnson. Johnson play fake, trying to dump it to the tight end, Cicero, and a flag came in late. Now Coach Buckmaster having a long conversation around the sideline with the side judge on the far side. It's going to be a legal procedure on the Dragons and back them up. And just as we talked about, Bobby, you got to play it perfect. And I don't care at any level you're playing with your third-string quarterback. You got to play perfect. You got to get lined up right.
Absolutely. You know how hard that is to do, Mike. It's almost nearly impossible to run perfect setups. But PHS is still in this. You know, plenty of time, plenty of ball game left to do. They just got to take care of the easy things first. Get those those errors out of the way.
7-play, 74-yard drive, or 74-yard drive, excuse me, for Carl Junction on their last possession. Pittsburg High going to hand it off up the middle, and it is blown up immediately. How about the big fella defensive tackle Taylor Howard, the 6'1", 245-pounder, there to take him down for a loss of about 2 yards. Second down and long coming up, and Pittsburg High, I believe, is going to let this first quarter run out. They're going to send the play in with just 8 seconds. They're not going to have enough time to get it. Now Coach Nicholson calls him back, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. The end of one here at Hutchison Field on homecoming. Our score, Carl Junction 14, the Purple Dragon 7. We are back to Hutch Field after this 1-minute timeout. This is Purple Dragon football.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of Crimson and Gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. Started the second quarter on homecoming, 14-7. Carl Junction leads. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Also, those of you that are watching online at ESPN1007.com or listening on the KSHQ app. It's second down and 17 for Pittsburg High from their own 15-yard line.
Interesting thing, Mike. We only saw in that quarter, one penalty, and that was the very last play of that quarter. So interesting that we only saw one penalty and all the high-speed madness going on so far.
So second and long here for Pittsburg High, backed up in their own end zone, moving from right to left. Send a man in motion, play fake. Johnson rolling out, setting up the throwback screen to Cicero. Room to run across the 15, across the 20, and he slips a tackle and taken down at the 21-yard line. On a nice open field tackle there by the free safety, Caden Christie. Cicero shaken up. He was kind of questionable, nursing a couple of injuries on the season, and he's able to get up under his own power and head back to the huddle after that 7-yard gain.
Last thing Dragons want to see is more injuries to this team, as they are depleted as is when it comes to a couple of injuries that they've had.
So it'll be third down and 10 for Pittsburg High at their own 22-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 to each side of the formation. Long stands to the right of Johnson. Carl Junction in the man-to-man. Quick completion near side. Dylan White slips a couple of tackles, and he's taken down across the 30, and then they're going to tack on 15 yards on the late hit. Gain of 11. He's got enough for a first down, and then they're going to tack on 15 at the end. I didn't see what happened there as he kind of got blocked by all the Pittsburg High players, and it is a late hit, so tack on 15, and this will, if anything, Avi, flip the field position for Pittsburg High.
And Mike, tell you, if there's one person that Chase Johnson wants to throw to all times, it's Dylan White. Number 4 is going to be the go-to guy for this Dragon team, and there you go. First down, they move the chains, and now add 15 to it. PHS looking to knock on the door.
11:19 remaining, first half, 14-7 CJ, but the Dragons on the move near midfield at their own 49-yard line. Couple of tight ends, backs in the eye. Carl Junction stacking the box. They got 7 in the box, walking up another safety. Johnson takes a snap, option play to the left, gives it first man through. Evans room to run into CJ territory, and he's upended across the 45 at the CJ 42. Caden Christie with another open field tackle to bring him down, but not before he rattles off 9 yards, second down and short. And this may be an opportunity, just as you said, to dial up something for Dylan White, let him make a play.
Well, I tell you, though, that's the first time we've seen a positive gain in the rushing for a little bit up the middle there. Great job by PHS continuing to work that thing out as they now gain some more momentum. Now 2nd and 1. Things looking good for PHS.
Double tight-eye formation. Fumbled snap. Johnson able to fall on it. Good heads-up play there by the senior.
That right there, Mike, is just the inexperience of having a quarterback who's never really playing that much. As that's just the little miscues, those things that they got to clean up if they want to win this game.
So 3rd down and 2. Ball just resting the nose of it right at the CJ 43. They need right about the CJ 41 for the first down. Double tight eye formation. Johnson takes the snap. Same play over the left side. Evans, second effort, third effort, leaning forward. He's going to have a first down. And you talk about a kid that's all heart, that never quits. He had nowhere to run again, and just sheer effort picked up 3 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and the linebacker, Caden Christie, had to basically wrestle him down as Evans, I tell you, that guy, he just does not stop. That motor just keeps on running, and it proves so. That's what PHS really wants out of Evans.
9:50 and counting, first half, 14-7 CJ. 7th play of the drive coming up here for the Purple Dragons. 6-man front for CJ. They're going to slam it up in there, our Pittsburg High, with Jelani Long. He'll move the pile across the 40, taken down at the 38-yard line. Probably getting close, if not already, Avi, to 4-down territory. So 2.5, 3 yards. Pittsburg High will take it all day.
Absolutely, and you see the ground and pound, Mike. They're continuously doing that. It could lead to a deep ball play action here soon, so just be ready if you are Carl Junction.
When you look at Armentrout and Christie, the safeties, they are only about 7.5, 8 yards off of the line of scrimmage. See if Pittsburg High tries to beat them deep here. Option play to the right, and it is blown up. Evans does a great job just to retain possession there. That ball was almost taken right out of the hands of Chase Johnson. And the defensive lineman blew that one up, number 79, Jordan Jones. How about 6'3", 265? He blows that play up for no gain. A big 3rd down and 8 coming up here for Pittsburg High. The clock continues to roll. 8:35 remaining. First half, 14-7 Carl Junction.
Tell you what, Mike, I'm glad I don't have to play these guys. I would be scared running at them. Glad I was a wide receiver, so I didn't have to worry about that.
To be honest, I'd be scared if Evans came through the hole with a head of steam. Pittsburg High is going to call a timeout before the penalty. Good heads up there, my coach Nicholson. Going to call timeout and talk about it for this big 3rd down and 8 coming up. 8:17 remaining first half, 14-7 Carl. We are back to Hutchfield in 30 seconds. You're watching and listening to Purple Dragon Football.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. Hutchfield after a timeout there before a penalty. A couple of guys were going in motion, and Coach Nicholson wisely called the timeout and don't want to add 5 more yards on an already 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8 from the CJ 38. Dylan White split out wide to the right, single coverage over there, and see if they take a shot here. Now they send a man in motion. Play fake. Johnson's going to flip it out on the wheel route, and it's incomplete. Short hopped it there to Corbin Jefferson. And Pittsburg High is going to leave their offense out there and go for it here on 4th down. You have an opportunity to really flip the field position. What about this crowd here tonight?
Yeah, pretty packed here as it is homecoming night. And, not only at this side, but if you look over there on the other side, you see a lot of red over there. So sellout crowd tonight here at Hutchfield.
The receiver to each side of the formation. Johnson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Play fake. Looking to throw for Dylan White on the far side. A lot of contact. No flag. And Carl Junction's defense gets the stop. They will take over on downs. 1st and 10 at their own 38 with 8:08 remaining here in this first half.
So there's a jump ball, one-on-one battle as Johnson just flung that thing up, and it's going to regard being incomplete. You hear a couple of the crowd there yelling what the pass interference, not going to get it. So CJ now has the football, 8:08 on the clock at the 38-yard line.
So Weston, the lone set back in the pistol behind Kennedy. 4 receivers, 2 to each side of the formation. Going to hand it off, actually fake it. Now they're going to throw the jet sweep, and good coverage there by Chase Johnson because he was going to blow up Kobe Maxwell if that ball was catchable because Johnson was closing in on him. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
As we've seen that bubble play a couple times now by Carl Junction, so Pittsburgh sniffing it out, and luckily it actually got incomplete for Carl Junction.
Will route to Weston, slips a tackle. Pittsburgh High's got him hemmed in and does a great job to roll him out. That was Jarek Butcher to push him out of bounds after a short gain. 3rd down and long coming up.
So here we go again, Mike. This Dragon defense making these Bulldogs earn first downs as they're not getting those easy 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s. This is another 3rd and long situation here for Carl Junction.
Kennedy takes the snap, looking to throw. Got a man open here on the near side. It's nearly intercepted, and that would have been a pick 6 by Drew Rolfs. And what a way for play to make there on homecoming. More importantly, he knocks it down, and Carl Junction going to be forced to punt it away with 7:51 remaining in the first half. 14-7, Carl Junction leads.
Even though they didn't get that interception, Mike, that's a win for that defense. You know, their offense went for it on 4th down. They couldn't do it. They believed in their defense, and they got rewarded for it.
Weston goes in motion, setting up the rugby-style kick. A high end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 25, take a CJ roll inside the 10, inside the 5.
At the 1 yard line.
And it's going to be down at the 1 yard line.
Wow.
And that's the thing about the field turf. That ball was hit pretty high in the air, and you got to do all you can to run up and fair catch it because that ball hit just about the 27 yard line. 26 yards of roll, and Pittsburgh High against a very good defense backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost with 7:39 remaining here in the first quarter. Or first half, excuse me.
The 3rd string senior quarterback needed enough pressure on his belt. Now he has to start this drive at the 1 yard line. Tough thing to do here for your PHS, as you know it's hard to run the footballs too because you get that big defensive line. So we'll see what they want to do as they run a high formation. It looks like.
Probably a quarterback sneak coming. Johnson's going to actually hand it off to Evans, and he'll spin forward for about a yard. Moves it out across the 2, almost to the 3. 2nd down and long coming up. Is that clock? Can we speed up that clock? I know it's a home field advantage. We need to roll that clock over there.
7:15 and counting. You know, the Dragons are wanting to get some momentum, but not do something stupid here. As they just want to play it safe. They don't get a safety or a turnover.
Yeah, a punt here would not be a bad thing for Pittsburgh High. Backs in the eye again. Johnson. He's going to fake it and try to flip it. He fumbles it, and they're going to call it a safety. He said he was down. That's actually a break for the Dragons. Not much there Chase could do. Faked it to the fullback and had 2 guys on him. He actually fumbled it as he was going down. They said his knee was down, so a safety for the Carl Junction defense, and they lead now 16-7.
Well, I tell you, as bad as it looks for PHS, they actually dodged a bullet there because Johnson did lose the football at the end of that. That could have been a touchdown. But none of the fact, Mike, we've been talking about how stout this defensive line is, and there they go doing their thing as the Bulldogs, what looked like red zone territory for them on the defensive end as they got some points.
So a free kick coming up here for Pittsburgh High. From their own 20-yard line, 6:59 remaining here in this first half.
Be Neef to kick this thing away, and good thing they have Neef because Neef will bomb this thing as he's got quite the leg on him.
He's going to tee it up at his own 20. Weston is not back deep this time for CJ. It's Armin Trout. And Luter's back deep for the Bulldogs. Kicking it off from right to left. Neef approaches it, puts a big boot into it. Going to angle here on the near side and goes out of bounds. So CJ will start in pretty good field position, leading here 16-7. 6:59 remaining here in this first half.
Well, there you go, Mike. The penalties, the little mistakes, they're hurting PHS, and that's going to help out the Bulldogs here. They're going to start in some pretty good territory. Let's see, they're going to put this thing at the 45, and they're in Pittsburg territory. So this is a great start for the Bulldogs.
Leading by 9. To the shotgun. Now Wall checks into the ballgame at tight end. He's lined up on the slot to the left. Send a man in motion. They'll run the jet sweep with a student body in front of him. Room to run across the 40 and take it down. The ball comes out. Pittsburg High says they have it, and they do. The Dragons get another turnover. They've averaged at least one each game. And a big play there on the jet sweep as Burlew coughed it up. Pittsburg High fell on it, and the defense gets a stop. So you gave up the safety. You get the ball right back at your own 38-yard line. I think, obviously you don't want to give up any points, but as bad as what it could have been with that fumble, Pittsburg High in pretty good business here.
Mike, they just got to put that behind them. You're down about 9 points here. There's plenty of time left. Just get you some momentum. There's the defense doing their thing yet again for you. Just see if this offense can get a spark.
In the shotgun, back to each side. Johnson takes the snap, play fake, looking to throw. Got a man over there. That's White at the 45. Scoots across the 46 and ran out of bounds at the 47. And a nice 8-yard gain there by Dylan White. Puts the Dragons in second down and short as the clock is stopped as they got out of bounds with 6:44 to play here in this first half. 16-7, Carl Junction with the lead.
2 timeouts left for Coach Nicholson and company, so we'll see what they want to do.
Second down and short. Shotgun formation, play fake. Actually going to hand it off to Jefferson. Second effort, and he's going to have a first down. And again, another running back for Pittsburg High with nowhere to go. Second effort picks up the first down.
Yeah, it was 22 versus 22 right there as Jefferson went head-to-head against Colton Kennedy. And Jefferson won the battle, moving the chains. And so PHS getting some motivation now as they're trying to do something here. As last time they were driving down the field, they ended up going for it on fourth down. Didn't get it. We're going to see what they can do on this drive.
First and 10 Dragons at their own 49. Clock rolls with 6:20 remaining. Johnson under center. Going to fumble the snap, and man, nowhere to go as the center
ball's out.
The center was hit right back into his lap. He had it, and he was down. He had it, and he was down.
Yep.
Okay, loss of 3. Carl Junction was making a convincing argument there to the official on the far side. Was just trying to help him out there and make that decision that it's Dragon football.
I tell you, they had me sold up here in the booth, but man, that was a show of dominance right there by the D-line. They just pushed everybody back as the Dragons had some momentum, still got some momentum, but man, didn't look pretty on that play.
Second down and long at their own 47-yard line. Back to the shotgun formation. Johnson looking for the quick hitch to White, and it's over his head, off his fingertips, and out of bounds. And I think Chase saw that safety jump the route, made a wise decision to kind of throw that one away.
Still a little rusty here if you're Johnson. He tried throwing that one as a wide open Dylan White, but just a little too much into that one, and now another third and long PHS.
5:30 remaining first half, 16-7. Carl Junction with the lead. Dragons with it at their own 47-yard line. Now they've got some confusion again, and Coach Nicholson's going to call timeout. We will take it with him. And we will step aside for 30 seconds. 16-7, Carl Junction with the lead. We are back here on Homecoming after this 30-second timeout.
If you want to improve your basketball skill set, you need to attend one of the Lane Lord basketball camps. Each camper receives individual attention and specific coaching adapted to age and skill level. There's something for everyone. A grade school camp for girls entering 3rd through 8th grade, a high school team camp available on 2 different weekends with both varsity and JV levels of competition, plus satellite camps throughout the summer. All campers receive instruction from head coach Lane Lord,
head assistant Amanda David, along with former and current players. For more information, visit them online at LaidLordBballCamps.com. Coach Lord and Coach David have seen tremendous success over the past several years, and they begin their recruiting at these camps, with over 20 former campers being signed. Visit LaneLordBballCamps.com.
Now back to Dragon football.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. Hutchfield on homecoming. Coach Nicholson burns a second timeout, gets his offense organized. 3rd down and 12 at their own 47 coming up. Johnson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, play fake, looking to throw, floats it down the near side. Got a man running free, and it's off his fingertips. And incomplete, thrown a little bit to the inside. Dylan Jordan had an opportunity there, and a diving catch comes up incomplete. And Pittsburg High will punt it away. Should get some pretty good field position here for Pittsburg High, punting it away from their own 47-yard line. See if Jelani can back CJ up inside their own 5-yard line like CJ did to the Dragons just a moment ago. 16-7, Carl by 9. Good snap. Rolls to the right, under some pressure, gets off a high wobbler. It's going to be taken on a fair catch at the 16-yard line, and a good opportunity here for the Dragon defense with 5:18, and Carl Junction backed up deep in their own territory.
So here we go. Carl Junction's got the football, 5:18 on the clock. They have all 3 timeouts, but they, as well as they've been playing on the other side, the Dragons defense has played very well as they have caused problems for this Bulldog offense.
Yeah, you take away the 80-yard run by Weston, and Dragons defense gets a pretty good grade here in this first half. Weston to the right of Kennedy. Kennedy fakes it, going to run it on the counter play up the middle across the 20, and he's wrapped up and taken down by Ty Cicero and Chase Johnson after, I'll give him about 6 yards there on that first down play.
I tell you, Cicero's got that ankle taped up. He's still a little bit slow when he gets up, and you know that's bothering him, but gotta love the leadership by Cicero staying out there. That trips right formation again, Mike. Be ready for a bubble screen.
Kennedy going to pull it out, run it on the zone read across the 25, and another nice open field tackle there by Kafka. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. And short, the yard marker over there still says 1st down. It should be 3rd down.
And they're
wait a minute. Yeah, now Coach Nicholson's having a conversation here with the official. It's not 1st down, it's 3rd down and 1.
They're going to move the chains.
Okay, so 1st down for Carl Junction. Trying to go quick, hand it off to Weston. Stretch play on the left side. Stiff arms Neve. Hit by Johnson and taken down at the 30 after about a 4-yard gain. I'm still not sure that was a 1st down.
Interesting series of events again, Mike. As both teams, they got to shake that off and they got to keep going as CJ wasting no time.
Quickly up to the line, trips to the right. 2nd down, going to run the quarterback sweep to Kennedy. Pittsburg High does a good job to string it out. And a nice open field tackle over there on the far side.
I think that was
Peyton Steele, and makes another great play. 3rd down and long coming up here for Carl Junction. At their own 31-yard line, 3:50 remaining in the first half. 16-7, Carl Junction with the lead. Got an 80-yard run from Weston, a 6-yard run from Weston, and a safety. Kennedy under pressure, completes out the bubble screen, gets a couple of blocks, slips a tackle at the 40, and there comes a flag. It's coming back. And Jordan's going to run him out here on the near side at about the Dragon 30-yard line. We've got a big-time block in the back, and they're not even going to talk about it. You know, I know calling this game for Pittsburg High a little bit of a homer, but that block in the back was so blatant.
You know, those are the toughest things to do if you're a wide receiver coming back on a play trying to make a block, is you have to turn the guy completely around to make it, but that was just a blatant call there. And so that was the first pass we've seen this drive out of CJ but now it's going to negate it and knock it all the way back to a 3rd and 16.
3:31 remaining first half, 3rd down and forever. Back inside their own 21. Boy, stop here and force a punt would be huge for Pittsburg High. 4 receivers in the formation. Send a man in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. Looking for Weston on the wheel route. He's double covered. They're going to flip it out to the safety valve. Slips a couple of tackles, and he's wrapped up and brought down after an 8-yard gain. Great play there by Pittsburg High. The defense gets a stop. Bentley Bookout made the stop. Short gain brings up a punting situation here on 4th and 8 for the Carl Junction Bulldogs.
And key thing there, Mike, is the referee moved his arm in the motion to where the clock is still running. So there's 3 minutes left. PHS only has 1 timeout left. So you'll probably expect CJ to run this thing down before punting it.
Most important, Corbin Jefferson needs to catch this ball in the air. High knuckleball, Jefferson. Oh, he touched it at the 30. It's still loose. Jefferson fighting for it, and I think he got it at the 21-yard line, and he did. What a play, and I'm sure the coaches, after he let that ball bounce and it rolled inside the 1, had a conversation with him, and that would be a tough catch as he kind of slipped as he started to catch it. But more importantly, he didn't give up and didn't give CJ an opportunity on a short field. He battled back between 2 Bulldog defenders to corral the ball and retain possession for Pittsburg High. And, you know, first down here, you can run the clock out and head to the locker room with a chance to regroup, only down 16-7.
Well, that was a bit of a scary situation right there if you were PHS. But, yeah, absolutely. You know, this half they've done a great job staying in it. And they're going to run that bunch formation, so probably expect that ground and pound like you called, Mike.
Double tie-dye formation. Toss sweep to Long over the left side. Gets a couple of blocks and taken down. Oh, and he went out of bounds. Picks up a couple of there as he's knocked out of bounds. Actually going to give him just 1 yard to the 23. Clock stops with 2:36. CJ with 2 timeouts remaining. Pittsburg High is going to have to pick up a first down here to run this clock out.
And they want to stay in bounds, too, the thing, if they're going to run the football, because they're just going to save up time for Carl Junction to get the football back.
Now we need a first down. Double tie-dye formation. Evans and Long in the offset eye behind Johnson, and now they jump off sides. And
these nuts.
It's going to be a false start against PHS, and so now that's going to negate it, and that's going to push them back 5 yards. It's now a 2nd and 14 PHS.
Hey, you guys, they're doing a radio. You guys have to move and be quiet, okay?
So 2nd down and 14 from their own 17-yard line. Gonna hand it off to Evans over the right side. Hit right at the point of attack by Raekwon Weston. Drag a couple of tacklers with him across the 20. Gets the penalty yardage back, and then Carl Junction will burn their 2nd timeout with 2:25 left in the first half. 16-7, Carl Junction with the lead. They burn a timeout. We'll be back here to Hutch Field after this 30-second timeout. This is Dragon Football.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Back to Dragon Football.
Mike Snell, Avi Sharma back here. Pittsburg High on homecoming, 2:25 to play in the first half following Carl Junction timeout. Pittsburg High will have 3rd down and 9. I don't know what the conversation was in the huddle, but probably want to make them use that last timeout. Not want to force a pass and stop the clock on an incompletion. Double tight formation, going to hand it off to Evans, and he is met by a host of Carl Junction Bulldogs. The defensive tackle, Reese Willis, 6 foot, 230-pounder, there to bring down Evans for no gain. And a punt coming up following the timeout. Carl Junction burns their third and final timeout of the first half. 2:19 remaining in the first half. 16-7. Carl Junction with the lead. We are back in 30 seconds. And we're back here. Punting situation coming up for Pittsburg High. High snap. Long brings it down. He'll get away a nice spiraling kick. Angle to the far side. Bounces at the 43 and take it down at the 44-yard line. The way that Armentrout, the returner for Carl Junction, reacted to that, getting away. I thought it was shanked and heading into the Carl Junction stands, and it landed right on the hash mark.
Yeah, interesting there, but regardless, great field position for CJ with 2:10 on the clock, 1 timeout left, Mike, as they are up 9. Let's see if they can add to it.
The Pittsburg High lined up offsides, illegal procedure, and they're going to have to punt it again as the Bulldogs going to back them up.
Negate that punt. It looks like it'll be a redo. Interesting.
So 2:10 remaining, first half, 16-7, Carl Junction. Going to back them up inside their own 20-yard line. Going to punt it away. Line scrimmage at the 16-yard line. CJ would have had it at the 44 to see if Long could put a boot into one and back him up. Good snap. Plenty of time. High knuckleball. Armentrout makes a sliding catch at the Dragon 44, so they're going to pick about 12 yards of field position on that 5-yard penalty. They are out of timeouts, but they're in Dragon territory and still plenty of time with 2:05 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, interesting here, Mike. We'll see what they want to do. As last drive, they really ran the football more than throw, as the Bulldogs looking to do something.
From the shotgun, up 16-7. Kennedy looking to throw. Stands tall in the pocket, floats it out on the crossing route near side, 40. Across the 35 and taken down at the 30, gain of 14. It'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Hit from behind, and I believe he was in bounds. We'll see if they run the clock whenever they move the chains over.
And
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Merleau, number 20, the favorite receiver of Kennedy here in this game. Trips to the left. Take a look at the sideline. Clock ticks, 1:45. It'll be nice in this field position. Dragons can hold them to the field goal attempt. It's a snap, play fake to Weston. Going to throw it, quick slant to Merleau. Slips out of a tackle. And he's taken down at about the 22-yard line after an 8-yard gain. And he's a wide receiver, not a big kid, but boy, he runs hard.
Yeah, he does. And I tell you, Kafka barely hung on to him, as if he wouldn't have, he'd been gone. So great job by Joel Kafka, but it's going to be a second and short, and CJ wasted no time.
Quick snap, looking to throw. The out on the far side. Good catch over there. What a move. Dives at the pylon, and he is marked out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It'll be first and goal. That was Caden Cupp, the junior wide receiver, marked out right at the 1-yard line after a 21-yard gain. First and goal, Carl Junction.
What a catch by Cupp. Holy cow, that was phenomenal. Coming back to that one, reacting to it, getting the first down now. CJ, look out for number 13. We've seen him in the end zone twice now, Mike.
He's in the pistol, going to give it to him up the middle, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Raekwon Weston, with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The third rushing touchdown from Weston. He's got one of 80, one from 6, and one from 1 yard out. It's 22-7, Carl Junction. Trying to add on here with the extra point. Snap is down. The kick is up. And it is good. 23-7. Carl Junction leads Pittsburg High on the third rushing touchdown of the ballgame by Raekwon Weston with 1:03 remaining in the first half. We will step aside for 30 seconds. This is Dragon Football on ESPN 100.7.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here at Pittsburg High, Hutchison Field on homecoming. 1:03 remaining. And Raekwon Weston's been the difference in the game. 3 rushing touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing in the first half. 23-7. Pittsburg High will have it with 1 timeout remaining and 1:03 to operate. High, deep kick taken by Jefferson at the 5, across the 10, across the 20. Slips a tackle there, and he's wrapped up and brought down by a host of Bulldogs at the 24-yard line. And down a couple of scores here before half, 57 seconds remaining. You take a shot early on just to see what can happen, or you drop to a knee and head to the locker room?
I'd say with Chase Johnson, I would say just take this thing into half. Play it smart. You guys, a couple mistakes in the end of the half that hurt you, but I know if, get some momentum into the second half. Talk to these guys, say, hey, let's fix this, let's fix that, and let's go on to the next quarter.
Double tight, I formation, and run the option. Johnson around the right side, spins down across the 25 and taken down at the 26. Second down and long coming up. Double tight-eye formation. Johnson going to hand it off up the middle. Evans room to run across the 30 and taken down. And that will bring us down to the end of the first half. 23-7. Carl Junction leads Pittsburg High here on homecoming as we head to the locker room at halftime. We'll step aside for 2 minutes. 2-minute break coming up. Come back and take a look at the scoring recaps, some scores around the area with Avi Sharma coming up next. This is Purple Dragon Football on ESPN 100.7.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing can tow all cars, trucks, and some semi-tractors and trailers in town or cross country. Larry Barrett has emergency record service for all accidents, 24-hour towing. Been in an accident? Then call the pros. They have quality auto body repairing and painting from certified technicians for all major and minor repair jobs, and they can deal directly with the insurance companies, taking the stress out of your life. Go to BarrettBodyFrame.com or stop in and see them at 1601 East 27th Street Terrace or call 232-9400. That's Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing. Customer service first. See them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
And welcome back, everybody. Avi Sharma here with some halftime scores. We'll go through this very quickly, and then Shelby White will take over. Let's get started with Columbus and Galena. Galena is leading that one at half, 26-14. As we have Southeast and Girard, the Trojans lead that one 33-0 at halftime. Moving on, we have St. Mary's, Colgan, and Riverton. The Panthers have the lead on that one, 36-0 at the half. As the score here we have, Carl Junction 23, Pittsburg 7. Moving on, we have Fort Scott 28, Field Kinley 14, with about 5 minutes left there before that score is at halftime. Caney Valley and Cherryville. The Cherryville has the lead on that one, 7-2 at halftime. Then we have the Liberal Bulldogs against Diamond. Liberal with the lead on that one, 27-0 at half. Waverly and Pleasanton, they are all tied up at 14 at the half. And we have Parsons and Chanute. Those two are tied up as well, 22 all, with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. East Newton and McDonald County. McDonald County has the lead on that one, 47-0. And then couple scores, Frontenac and Lebec County. Those two are tied up at 17, about a minute left, and that one's halftime. Northeast and Baxter Springs, the Lions leading the Vikings 27-6. Still plenty of time in that one before halftime. Nevada and Warrensburg. Nevada's leading that one 21-6. And I believe Shelby White is ready to go. And so I'm going to let him take over. Shelby, all you, my friend.
Thanks, Avi. Welcome to the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Show, ladies and gentlemen. I am Shelby White. You've been listening to Carl Junction and Pittsburg. You've heard Adi giving you some scores. Give me right now, give you a quick update on some other ones. Not sure how far Avi got in here, but we'll start here at the top with what I have. Parsons is traveling at Chanute. Chanute is leading that one 30-22. Chanute leads over Parsons with about 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. In Baxter Springs, just down the road here from Pittsburg on Highway 69, Baxter Springs putting a whooping on the Northeast Vikings. Baxter is leading Northeast 41-6. Over in Iola playing host to Osawatomie. Iola's winning 28-0, and a little bit into the start of the second half. At halftime, Bluestem playing host to Neodesha. Neodesha is winning 39-12. Neodesha over Bluestem 39-12. Also at halftime, over in Lamar, where you can listen to the voice of the Lamar Tigers, Mr. Tyler Dara, on 101.7 My Country. Lamar is leading Mount Vernon 33-6 at halftime. Here, as you've been listening on 100.7 The Sports Headquarters, Carl Junction leads your Pittsburgh Purple Dragons 23-7. In Oklahoma, Afton is leading Fairland 58-0 at halftime. Down in Galena, a slugfest of the top two teams in the CNC. Galena hosting Columbus, both teams coming in 5-0 this week. Galena leads Columbus 26-14. In Girard, north on Highway 7, Girard playing host to the Southeast Lancers. Girard leads 33-0 at halftime. More Oklahoma scores. Foyle traveling to Quapaw. Quapaw is trailing 20-6. Foyle leads Quapaw 20-6. At halftime, in Riverton. St. Mary's Colgan Panthers are leading Riverton 36-0. You can listen to that one on 1340 AM as well as online on our online stream at ESPN1007.com. You can find the YouTube stream for that. Got a special guest for you this week on that game as Mr. Eddie Lomshek, the voice of the Pitt State Gorillas, is calling it. More Oklahoma scores. Ugala is leading Grove 21-0. Grove hosting that one. Last high school football score before we go to break. Little into the second quarter, Westville and Jay are both tied at 14. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we will come back with more Pittsburgh Purple Dragon football. You are listening to the Sports Headquarters 100.7.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing can tow all cars, trucks, and some semi-tractors and trailers in town or cross country. Larry Barrett has emergency wrecker service for all accidents, 24-hour towing. Been in an accident? Then call the pros. They have quality auto body repairing and painting from certified technicians for all major and minor repair jobs, and they can deal directly with the insurance companies, taking the stress out of your life. Go to BarrettBodyFrame.com or stop in and see them at 1601 East 27th Street Terrace or call 232-9400. That's Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing. Customer service first. See them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Welcome back inside the Sports Headquarters. I'm sure we'll get you a few more stats before we send it out back to the field live for more Dragon football with Mike Snow and Avi Sharma. And St. Paul, West Elk is leading St. Paul at halftime, 28-16. That's going to be a close game for us to keep our eye on going through the rest of the second half, as well as into the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show, which will be airing, if not immediately after this Pittsburgh Purple Dragon contest, shortly thereafter. Also at halftime, Coffeyville playing host to Fort Scott. Fort Scott is winning 35-14 at halftime. Already gave you this score. Lamar leading Mount Vernon 33-6 at half. In Frontenac, just up the road here, Frontenac playing host to the Labette County Grizzlies. The Raiders and the Grizzlies are tied 17 all at halftime. If you want to hear that game, flip on over to 103.5 KWXD, and you will be able to hear Mr. Rob Strand call that one. Interstate football, Crest traveling to Greenfield. Greenfield wins easily 50-0. That's the final. Greenfield over Crest 50-0. In Baxter leading Northeast 41-12 in the second quarter. Chanute playing host to Parsons. A little over 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Chanute leads Parsons 30-22. I already gave you this score with about 3 minutes into the third quarter. Iola is leading Osawatomie 28-0. Halftime, Neodesha is leading Blue Stem 39-12. more interstate football as you're listening here on 100.7 The Sports Edge. Carl Junction is leading Pittsburgh 23-7 at halftime. Down in Oklahoma at halftime, Afton playing host to Fairland, and they lead that one 58-0 at halftime. Afton on top of Fairland 58-0 at halftime. In Galena playing host to the Columbus Titans. Both teams 5-0 coming into tonight's contest. Galena leading 26-14 at half. Girard just up the road here north on Highway 7 leading Southeast at halftime 33-0. Another Oklahoma score. Foyle traveling to Quapaw. Foyle is leading Quapaw 22-6. And in Riverton, St. Mary's Colgan Panthers leading 36-0 at halftime. More Oklahoma scores. Ooliga leading Grove 21-0 at halftime. Westville and Jay down in Oklahoma are tied 14-all with about 10 minutes left in the second quarter until halftime. More Kansas, Caney Valley and Cherryvale. A real low-scoring affair here. Caney Valley 2, Cherryvale 7. Cherryvale leading Caney Valley 7-2 at halftime. Over in Missouri, Diamond traveling to Liberal, and Liberal is winning this one easily at halftime so far, 27-0. Pleasanton and Waverly are tied 14-all at halftime. McDonald County and East Newton hooking up over in Missouri. McDonald County leading 47-0 at halftime. Down in Oklahoma, Caney Valley in Ramona, Oklahoma is playing host to Commerce. Commerce is leading 19-8. Miami traveling to Cassia Hall in Oklahoma. Cassia Hall leading 42-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. More scores. Warrensburg playing host to Nevada. Nevada leading Warrensburg 21-6. Also, another Kansas score that just popped up. Erie traveling to Eureka. Erie is leading Eureka 19-0 at halftime. Uniontown playing host to Maranatha Academy. Maranatha Academy is leading 20-14 with about 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and then when we come back, it'll be live at the field with more Pittsburgh Purple Dragon action. You're listening to the Sports Headquarters.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
Family-owned and operated business with over 80 years of service to their customers, employees, families, and communities. Good luck to all area teams from Maroons.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Mike Snow and Avi Sharma back here in Hutchison Field on homecoming. 23-7. Carl Junction, team that's ranked number 2 in Class 4 in Missouri, leads Pittsburg High, and the Dragons a little beat up coming in. Had to play their third-string quarterback. Chase Johnson hasn't played a lot of quarterback, particularly in high school, and I think his performance has not been bad. They had the safety, really not much he could do there. They haven't turned it over, and that was important. And I think the defense, you take away that play, 80-yard play from Raekwon Weston, I'd say the defense has made have a passing grade at least here in the first half. But you can tell that man-on-man up front, as we talked about, their front seven is their strength, and they really started to show things, particularly about midway through that second quarter, Avi.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Mike. It was a great first quarter, as it was a nail-biter, as then the second quarter got a little bit away from the Dragons, as CJ did some things, and a lot of mistakes by Pittsburgh, as a couple fumbles,
lined up offsides.
Lining up offsides. One of the key things there is it might not have been a huge difference, but at the very end they had to punt the football, and it was a legal motion or whatever it was, and they had to re-punt it, and CJ got better field position out of that. And so it's those little hiccups that are hurting this Dragon offense and Dragon defense, and so they're going to have to bounce back. They're going to have to do something, and Chase Johnson has not had a bad game. He really hasn't. And the running game for Pittsburgh, they've found the holes. They've done a good job. But on the other side, you got CJ, who's just the big front line. We've said it time and time again. They've caused problems all night. We have not had to mention too many times of the safeties and the D-backs. So they're very quiet going against this Pittsburgh team.
Pittsburgh High gets the ball to start the second half, and a long drive. Don't necessarily need points. It's not just a situation here. You're down 2 possessions. There's no need to panic at all, but I think it's important for them to pick up a couple first downs, run some clock, and flip the field position at the very least. A 3-and-out here, a couple incomplete passes. You don't run off much clock. You're going to put CJ up, set him up in good field position. Pittsburgh High needs to score before Carl Junction does here in the second half.
Absolutely.
A score and a 2-point conversion, make it a 1-score game. Now you leave a little doubt. A fumble, a pick six, anything that your defense can create for you really gets you back into the ball game. But a 3-and-out here or a turnover, it's something that Pittsburgh High can't do on the offensive side.
And we've seen it, Mike. This defense has made a turnover in this game, and Pittsburgh hasn't gotten anything done with it. And so this offense needs to, like you mentioned, they need to score first if they want to come back and win this thing, because I think if CJ scores one more time, it's going to be a little too much pressure for that senior third-string quarterback, Chase Johnson.
Raekwon Weston, 122 yards rushing in the first half, 3 touchdowns. I should have added him to my fantasy team. And, other than you take away the 80 yards, he's gotten, just small chunks here, 5 yards here, 6 yards here most of the time on second efforts. And so Pittsburgh High's defense is getting there. The only time that he's had really a head of steam and was untouched at the line of scrimmage was on that 80-yard run. So let's see what adjustments Coach Nicholson made here at halftime. See if Pittsburgh High can get things going here on the offensive side. And this has officially been the longest halftime of any high school game I've ever gone to. We had a lot to get through here on homecoming. 23-7. Carl Junction leads Pittsburgh High. The Dragons won the toss, deferred to the second half. Carl Junction got the opening kickoff, a 3-and-out, a short punt, and a good return by Evans. Set him up first and 10 at the 40. 5 plays later, it was a touchdown run by Jelani Long with 6:16 remaining in that first quarter. Pittsburgh High on the ensuing drive, That was the 80-yard touchdown run by Raekwon Weston. The point after was good. 5:50 to play. First quarter, it was tied. Pittsburgh High got it in their own 32-yard line. 3 and out, and punted it back to CJ. Pittsburgh High's defense held CJ to a 3 and out. They punted it back. The Dragons matched their 3 and out with another one of their own right at the end of the first quarter. And then a 7-play, 40-yard drive took 2 minutes, 31 seconds off the clock, capped on a second touchdown run, this one of 6 yards from Raekwon Weston. Point after was good, 14-7. Pittsburgh High had a nice drive going at the end of the first quarter, which bled over into the start of the second quarter before they picked up a couple first downs before they had to punt it back to CJ. CJ picked up a first down before they had to punt it, and this was the killer. It bounced at the 30-yard line of Pittsburgh High. It was downed inside the 1. 2 plays later was a safety. With 7 minutes remaining first half, it was 16-7 Pittsburgh High. And a good return on the free kick. 1 play into it, the Dragons get a strip and a fumble recovery, create a turnover. They pick up a first down on the ensuing possession before they had to punt it back to Carl Junction. They took over at their own 22-yard line with 5:15 remaining. Picked up 2 first downs before they punted it back to Pittsburgh High. And the Dragons couldn't do anything with it with 2:41 remaining in the second quarter, backed up in their own territory and punted it back to CJ and Raekwon Weston from 1 yard out. Capped a 6-play, 40-yard drive for the CJ Bulldogs. And a third rushing touchdown in the first half by Raekwon Weston. As Pittsburgh High, as expected, will get the ball to start this second half. Ben Brenniger back deep to receive the opening kick along with Corbin Jefferson. As Carl is teeing it up at their own 40-yard line, and we are ready for the second half of football here on homecoming night. As Pittsburgh High bringing in the number 2 ranked team in Class 4 in Missouri, the Carl Junction Bulldogs. Big possession here, Avi. Can't say it enough for Pittsburgh High. Down 16 to get the ball to start the second half. Low number kick going to be taken by Nutt back at the 20, across the 25, over to the 30, and taken down at the 33-yard line. Good job there by Zach Sutton. As an up back, you catch the ball, you hit straight up the field. That's what Zach did, 12 yards on the return, and Pittsburgh High in pretty good field position here to start off this third quarter.
So plenty of time, like you mentioned, Mike, for these Dragons to score here. No immediate rush, but yes, you want to score early. And the main thing here is you want to score before CJ does to get that momentum.
Receiver and a tight end to the right. And the slot back to the right. Johnson in the shotgun, actually going to run the Wildcat as they snap it directly to Evans. Slips a couple of tackles and taken down at the 40, but I don't think we had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Flag on the play.
And it's going to come back on the Dragons. So you wipe away an 8-yard gain. You add on a 5-yard penalty. And going to bring some issues there as Rogers was actually lined up in the quarterback position. So that was an adjustment Coach Nicholson made at halftime.
Just like that. The hiccups again, Mike, costing these Dragons is now at 1st and 15.
Instead of 2nd and 2. That's a big difference. So Rogers in the shotgun. We've got dual quarterback. Going to snap it to Rogers. Going to run around the left side. And he is stuffed. Zeke Wall there to first to get him. The ball came out. Carl Junction says they have it. Still no signal. Well, they're going to say second down now. Forward progress was stopped. So Rogers no gain. And it'll bring up second down and 15 for Pittsburgh High. I'm not sure what happened there. One of the officials, the umpire here on the near side, was running in to signal first down CJ, but they gave him the forward momentum stop. So now another new quarterback in the game. Brett Weimer's in. He's in shotgun. He's looking to throw. Floats it on the near side. Jump balls. It intercepted. I think it's a tie.
They're going to rule interception.
They're going to rule interception right at the Pittsburgh High sideline as Landon Conrad had the ball taken away from him here on the near side. Now the officials are getting an earful from Pittsburgh High. And I thought it was a simultaneous possession. That goes to the receiver in that case, but they're going to give the ball to Carl Junction on the first turnover of the ball game by Pittsburgh High.
And Now comes CJ.
Now the back goes the wrong way. They're just going to flip it out to Weston. Reverses his field at the 40. Trying to get some blockers out of his way, and he's taken down at the 45-yard line. A weird play there. I'm not so sure that Pittsburgh High's defense, and everybody's still kind of having a conversation about that last play. CJ runs up and snaps it, and then everybody goes the wrong way.
Yeah, that was very confusing all around as I was still trying to figure out the whole interception-reception catch, Mike. But regardless, CJ's not wasting time. Second down.
Kennedy looking to throw. Bubble screen complete over on the left side. Oh, nice tackle over there. Is that Kafka again? Kafka's had a great game. No, that was Brent Wiemers. And that's another thing that we'll talk to Coach Nicholson about in the postgame several times tonight. Against some really good athletes from Carl Junction, Pittsburgh High's made some nice open field tackles. Third down and long. Defense needs a stop here. Shotgun formation. Kennedy simulates the snap, looks over at the sideline. They've got signs and everybody over there signaling in a play to Kennedy. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Wanting Weston on the wheel route. Pushes off. The flag comes in. This has got to be offensive pass interference. It's complete inside the 20, and he's down at the 19. He pushed off at Jordan Rogers. This has got to be offensive pass interference.
See what they're going to call a hold on the defense, and it's going to get declined. So it's going to be a first down for Fort Scott, or excuse me, Carl Junction. That was on Dylan Jordan.
So Jordan called for the hold. They're going to give it to Weston over the right tackle. Stiff arm at the 20 and falls forward at the 17-yard line. Picks up about 4 yards, or 7 yards, excuse me. Bring up a second down and short. Clock ticks under 9 minutes remaining, third quarter. 23-7 Carl Junction, and they're on the move. Pittsburgh got a little confused out of the huddle on the defensive side. Counter play for Kennedy, and a great play by Jarek Butcher to take down Kennedy on an ankle tackle. It'll bring up a big third down and short here for Pittsburgh High.
You mentioned it, Mike. This Dragon team is doing a great job arm tackling and just making sure that these guys aren't getting the open field one-on-one battle. So I'd say kudos to the Dragons on that. But here we go. 3rd and 2. These Dragons need to stop.
3 receivers split to the right. Going to run the quarterback sweep around the left side. Second effort, and I believe he's going to have the first down, and he does. As Kennedy able to stretch that ball across the 14-yard line down to the 13. 1st and 10, Bulldogs, as they are on the move here with 8:22 remaining in the third quarter.
Carl Junction just going to run that clock as much as they want.
Go no huddle, but taking their time here. 8 on the play clock. Kennedy hands it off left side to Weston, and he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
Weston slow to get up there. Might be cramping. Fixing a sock or something.
He doesn't appear to have a little bit of a limp. 7:40 remaining, third quarter, 23-7. Carl has it second down and 10. At the Dragon 13-yard line. After the first turnover of the ball game on the interception by Carl Junction. Fake the jet sweep, looking to throw the slant over the middle. Deflected up in the air, nearly picked off, and then almost caught on the carom by the intended receiver for Carl Junction, Caden Cupp. And a third down and long coming up here. If they don't gain anything, it'll be about a 32-yard field goal. And if Nick Folk is CJ's kicker, who was 0 for 3 last night.
I hope he wasn't on your fantasy team, Mike.
Kennedy looking to throw, and there he goes! Sacked by Jarek Butcher back to the 20-yard line, and a fourth down coming up here for Carl Junction as Butcher makes a big play.
Wow, the Mike blitz right up the middle. No one even saw Butcher come right through. And what a play. As it's fourth down and no hesitation, it looks like CJ's going for this.
Now, unofficially here, it'd be about a 37-yard field goal, so they are going to go for it on 4th and long. See if the Dragons can get a stop. Kennedy, pump fake, under pressure, floats it near side, wide open. What happened? And it's caught for a touchdown. I mean, there wasn't a Dragon even in the end zone, and he caught it in the back corner of the end zone. With pressure in his face, Kennedy threw that one to the wide open receiver for a touchdown on 4th and long, and that is a backbreaker there for Pittsburg High. Berlew with his first touchdown of the ball game. 29-7. Pending the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 6:50 to play, third quarter. Carl Junction leads Pittsburg High 30-7 here on homecoming. We are back in 30 seconds. This is Pittsburg Dragon football. Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. A little over midway through the third quarter. 30-7 now. Carl Junction on the touchdown pass from Kennedy to Blue. And a blown coverage there by Pittsburg High, and another mental mistake, Avi, as after the defense done an unbelievable job to force that 4th down and long. High end over end kick, angled to the near side. It's going to bounce and go out of bounds. So Pittsburg High will have good field position here, trailing 30-7. And as we said, starting out down 23-7, you don't need to score. You need to pick up a couple of first downs. They didn't do that. They turned it over on the 4th play of the third quarter. Now it's a situation down 23 to a very good offense that can run the ball and eat the clock. Pittsburg High needs to go here.
Well, yeah, we'll see what they're going to do. And the real question is who's the quarterback?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen two different quarterbacks, as it looks like it's going to be Jordan that's going to be the quarterback this time around. So we'll see what Dylan Jordan can do for this Dragon offense.
So Jordan will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. Evan Jefferson standing there like they're both going to get the snap.
Coach Nicholson is upset.
Yeah, Coach Nicholson is going to meet his team out at the hash mark and have a long conversation with somebody not lined up in the right spot. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Carl Junction leads 30-7. This is Dragon football.
It's game time all across the 4 states, and Frank Fletcher Toyota here in Joplin is here to cheer on every tackle, touchdown, set, and spike. That's why on behalf of the Kansas City Dealers Association, we've had the opportunity to share over $50,000 this year to support schools and local charitable organizations in the 4 states. For our team, it's always been about giving back, and Frank Fletcher Toyota applauds the hardworking and dedication of our educators, coaches, parents, and student athletes. Frank Fletcher Toyota is proud to be the #1 volume new car dealer in the 4 states and an 8-time Toyota President's Award winner. So this season, come check out the full lineup and give us an opportunity to show you what an award-winning guest experience looks like. Our best deals on the best cars in America are only at Frank Fletcher Toyota, Joplin.
Now back to Dragon football.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. Pittsburg High after the timeout. 1st and 10 Dragons, their own 35. Going to snap it to Evans, trying to get the quarterback sweep around the right side. Slips a couple of tackles as he picks up about 3 yards and ran out of bounds. A little extracurricular activity after the whistle, no flag. We'll bring up 2nd down and 7. As it appears to, from the booth up here, to get a little chippy out there, Avi.
Yep, and as the Dragons now bring in the Weimers again to be the quarterback, so we'll see as the score's 30-7. Mike, as you mentioned, a little bit of chippiness going on, and that's normally what happens, a little frustration from Pittsburgh.
So 2nd down and 7 at their own 38-yard line. Tim Sutton in motion, going to run the option. Weimers fumbled it, still loose. Carl says they have it, and they do. A 2nd turnover of the ball game. Second turnover in about 5 minutes of real time, and Carl Junction will take over deep in Pittsburg High territory at the 39-yard line, already leading 30-7.
That's a heartbreaker right there if you're PHS. And, not only does it hurt your offense, Mike, but it very much hurts your defense. Because now their backs are against the wall at the 39-yard line.
And that was an unforced turnover there. Nobody hit him. He just fumbled at bootleg. Kennedy under pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Again, a man running free. That's Raekwon Weston. And it's off his fingertips and incomplete. And a guy that's rushed for well over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. How do you let him run wide open down the sideline?
Yeah, lucky break there for the Dragons, as the bootleg actually almost was broken up because it was Conrad who was in the backfield trying to bring him down. But regardless, second down and 10, as PHS, they're going to have to get a defensive turnover, Mike.
Tied in and 2 receivers split out to the near side. Kennedy, zone read to Weston, makes a couple guys miss, taken down in the backfield by Jarek Butcher. Maybe gives him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, and another nice open field tackle there by Pittsburg High. And I tell you, if you edit the highlight package together of Pittsburg High's defense, take away a couple plays here and there, they have played great against a very good offense here of CJ tonight.
That you have, and you're not lying, as the third-string quarterback, Mike Chase Johnson, is down right now. He is getting stretched out, maybe just a cramp, but regardless, that is something you don't want to see for PHS.
Have an injury timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:13 remaining, third quarter, 30-7. Carl Junction. We are back here to Hutchfield in 30 seconds.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Now back to Dragon football.
Chase Johnson, just a cramp, as Avi thought. Able to get over to the sideline under his own power, and he'll get back into the ballgame here pretty quickly. Third down and 10 coming up for CJ at the Dragon 39. Kennedy running the bubble screen over on the left side. Ballou with the catch, and he's taken down. Violent collision over there inside the 25, or the 35 at the 34.
But Kafka made the play.
Another nice play on the defensive side for Pittsburg High, and probably a fourth down situation that CJ's going to go for, leading 30-7 from the Dragon 34-yard line as the clock rolls under 6 minutes remaining, third quarter.
Yeah, Mike, you mentioned it. This defense has done a great job. I mean, they've a couple bad plays, but they've really done their best, and let's see if they can stop them to get their offense football back.
Going to run the quarterback counter. They've stretching him out. There's Kafka again. You can't get him down. He's still on his feet. Kennedy inside the 25 and finally taken down by Jelani Long at the 18-yard line. Pittsburg High thought they had him. Everybody kind of quit as Kafka spun him around a couple of times, and you got to credit Kennedy there with a great run. Picks up 16 yards and a first down.
Just like that. And Kennedy will actually come off the field now as Alex Baker looks like it will replace him, and you might start to see the backups come in before CJ gets some repetition in. But a great job right there by Kennedy, not giving up on the play. And I tell you, Kafka actually let go of his hand because he might have got a horse collar tackle if he would have brought him down.
So Banker, the new quarterback. Weston to his left, and they're going to have a penalty. Actually, Carl's going to burn a timeout before the penalty. 5:21 to play, third quarter, 30-7. Carl Junction leads Pittsburg High. We are back in 1 minute.
Welcome to Orthopedic Specialist of the Four States. Neck to toe, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care group and facility in the region. Only minutes from downtown Joplin. Unlike the hospital system, Ortho Four States was founded and is operated by board-certified and fellowship-trained orthopedic doctors and surgeons, focused on a mission to restore patients' quality of life and eliminate the pain and suffering caused by injuries and disorders of the spine and joints. Uniquely structured to cater to patient benefit, convenience, and choice, Ortho Four States doctors, physical therapists, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners all work together to provide compassionate and very personalized care. but with state-of-the-art orthopedic techniques, equipment, and a facility only expected to be found in major cities. Orthopedic specialists of the 4 states, bringing personalized world-class orthopedic care to the 4-state area.
Thank you, Ortho 4 States, for fixing my spine and letting me cheer again.
Now back to Dragon football.
Out of the timeout on first down, they give it to Weston. And he's stacked up by Jarek Butcher. And going to lose 3 yards there. Brings up second down and long. And again, if first down, Pittsburg High's defense has done a great job. Going to fake it. Baker will keep it. Spins out of a tackle. And he falls forward for a couple. It's Peyton Steele there, the first to hit him. He falls forward to about the 20. Third down and long coming up. And how many times have we said third and long, fourth and long here in this third quarter, Avi, and CJ's found a way to make a play.
Yeah, it's something special. But now we'll see what they can do with their freshman quarterback, Alex Baker, 6'2", 175 pounds. So that's promising for him.
They're going to run it around the left side, bounces it outside, cuts it back inside, lowers his shoulder and taken down at about the 16-yard line. Clock ticks under 4 minutes remaining, third quarter, 30-7, Carl Junction. They're going to go for it again on fourth down. They've converted every one. A touchdown and a long run by Kennedy. I wonder if Kennedy was shaken up on that play. He kind of ran out holding his hand a little bit. As Baker's into the ball game. Looking to throw. Sets his feet. Short hops it to the receiver who was open. And Pittsburg High's defense gets a stop. And they will take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line with 3:36 to play in the third quarter.
Well, there's the defense yet again stepping up to the plate, Mike, with their backs against the wall. Doing a great job. Even though CJ's bringing in some newer guys, maybe changing it up. Well, let's see what the offense of the Dragons want to do, as this game is almost out of their reach, but you got to get something going moving into next week.
Weimer's under center, backs in the offset eye. 2 receivers right. Tied in here to the left. And the toss sweep to Jefferson. Turns the corner across the 20. Still on his feet across the 25. He'll pick up 12 and a first down. Good run there by Corbin Jefferson. Second, third, fourth effort again from the tailback. Makes a big play for Pittsburg High.
You know, you got to give kudos to this Dragon offense, is that even though it hasn't been in their favor tonight, they've still stuck with the ground and pound. They have ran that football time and time again, and it's been working for them still.
And Brett Weimer's will run in the play from the sideline. He's one of 3 or 4 guys taking snaps here tonight with Chase Curtis, who's out, but he did win Homecoming King. Back to the eye. Now they shift the tight end from the right side of the formation to the left side. Oh, backs went the wrong way, and Weimer's pays the price. He's able to fall forward maybe for a short gain. Second and long coming up here for Pittsburg High as we roll under 2:45 remaining third quarter, 30-7, Carl Junction.
Looks like Dragons still just taking their time, you know, not wanting to do anything too crazy here, as it's a 2nd and 9, as you mentioned, 2:30 on the clock and counting in the third quarter.
Weimer's in the shotgun, a slot and a receiver to the left side. Going to run the jet sweep to Rogers. Room to run across the 30, 35. Still on his feet across the 40 and drags a couple of defenders with him across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 19. And the best offensive effort here for Pittsburg High in this second half.
So how about Dylan Jordan right there? The quarterback, running back, what position you want to play him at, doesn't matter. He's going to try hard. Great job right there as he finally gets wrapped up and brought down to the 47-yard line. And so you hear a couple cheers out in the stands, Mike, that you know that this crowd's still behind their team regardless of the score.
Well, you know, the second and third effort from everybody that ran the ball for Pittsburg High, I'm sure that's something that Coach Nicholson will watch on film and be pleased with the effort of his team here. Jordan lines up on the left side, goes in motion, going to fake it to him, run the counter back to the near side. Another broken tackle by Jelani Long. Brings it into CJ territory, and a play, Avi, he had nowhere to go and picked up 4 yards.
Yeah, and that's the thing you just mentioned, Mike, the second effort, as you see some more CJ guys coming in, coming out, some substitutions. But again, it's just the never give up attitude by these running backs, which again, down 23 points. A lot of time left to do something, but at least get your motivation. Get these guys something to be a little bit happy about.
Double tight offset I. Receiver split out to the right side. Going to run the option play. Gives it to the fullback. Evans, fall forward for a couple to about the CJ 48. So the clock continues to roll. Under 1 minute remaining in this third quarter. 30-7, Carl Junction. As Dylan White checks in, see if they go to him here on 3rd and long. Couple of catches in that first half. They'll split out on the near side on the left side of the offensive formation. Reimers takes the snap. Looking that way, pump fakes. Now he throws it down the near side, and it's out of bounds as the safety was coming over. And Carl Junction snuffed that play out. Pittsburg High will be forced to punt it away on 4th and long with just 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And, I tell you, Mike, it looks like they actually might go for this. Here's it.
Yeah, they are going to go for it.
They're going to go for this bad boy, but not the best of throws right there by Weimers. Is that one almost the cameraman out there?
Well, I think he saw the safety coming over, and it was throwing it away, not to throw another pick. 2 receivers to the right. Now Jordan goes in motion. Pump fake. Weimers throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Dylan White. Again, double coverage and a roughing the passer penalty is going to keep the possession alive for Pittsburg High. So tack on 15. It's going to give the Dragons 1st and 10 at the CJ 33-yard line with just 28 seconds remaining here in this third quarter.
I didn't get to see that one as I was looking downfield, but it looked like a late hit indeed, and that's going to move the chains. So you got to be a little happy about that if you're Pittsburgh. So now here they are about the 36 or at the 35, 34-yard line.
So the Dragons on the move here, trailing 30-7 as we approach the end of the third quarter.
They'll run one more play here, and that'll be the end of it.
Now
Chase Johnson.
Chase Johnson's back, cramped up on the last defensive possession, and Weimers was shaken up on that late hit. They're taping up, appears his elbow or something on his throwing arm. So Johnson under center, backs in the I formation. Chase takes the snap. Offensive lineman runs into him. He's able to hand it off to Evans. And look at Evans. They finally get him down as he was hit as soon as he got the ball from Chase. And Carl, with a couple of guys, pushed him back, finally got him down, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Our score on homecoming, Carl Junction leads Pittsburg High 30-7. We are back here with the start of the fourth quarter after this 1 minute timeout. This is Purple Dragon football.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Head to the fourth quarter, 30-7, Carl Junction with the lead. Pittsburg High with the football, 2nd down and 11 at the Carl Junction 34-yard line. As Pittsburg High huddling up here on the near side with Coach Nicholson. Be sure to stay tuned for our post-game show. We will visit up here in the booth with Coach Tom Nicholson before we wrap things up and send it to the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show. We got Gorilla football coming up tomorrow. Gorilla game day coverage begins at 5. Network pregame at 6. Kickoff at 7 as Pittsburg State on the road at Fort Hays State, who's 5-0. Double tight-eye formation as Weimer's back into the ball game at quarterback, going to run the speed option. Pitches it back to Long. Long turns the corner and taken down after a short gain. 3rd and long on the way for Pittsburg High. Trailing Carl Junction 30-7.
Well, they don't want to do anything too crazy here, Mike, as it looks like PHS in no hurry, to try to come back and win this thing, but just play it safe. Make sure your guys are okay going into next week. Got bigger, better games to worry about, as PHS. Not the best games for them tonight.
No. Some turnovers and mistakes, and Coach Nicholson, they break the huddle lineup wrong again, and Coach Nicholson is beside himself on that offensive huddle. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. 30-7, Carl Junction, 11:55 remaining in the ball game. We're back in 30.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Now back to Dragon football.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. Pittsburg High on homecoming, trailing 30-7, and that is the 3rd timeout Pittsburg High has used, Avi, because they didn't line up right for the play. And a part of that is due to some injuries, some different guys in. They've used 3 or 4 different guys at quarterback here tonight with Chase Curtis being out of the game, but still no excuse this late in the season. Coach Nicholson not happy about it, and I would not want to be in the film session tomorrow. Hand off to Jelani Long on 4th down. Slips a couple of tackles, running hard inside the 20. He's got a first down as he picks up 14 yards, and that'll keep the drive alive and move the chains here. 1st and 10 Dragons.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Just something to keep the drive going here for PHS as they want to score here. They want to get some momentum going in. We tipped the hats off to the defense all night long, but this offense, they scored once, and that's all we've heard from them so far.
That was the opening drive of the ball game. Weimer's in the shotgun. Long behind him in the pistol. Going to give it to Long as he fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually going to pick up a couple. Clock rolls now. 11:15 remaining, 4th quarter. 30-7, Carl Junction leads. We have the Campus Bookstore scoreboard show coming up a little bit later. We have Pitt State and Fort Hays tomorrow, as I mentioned. And the NFL triple header on Sunday. Capped off by the Chiefs at the Texans on Sunday Night Football. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Weimer's in the shotgun formation. Rolling out left, looking to throw. Floats it in the end zone, right through the hands of a defender, nearly intercepted. And then on the tip, Drew Rolfs had an opportunity to catch it, unable to come up with it in the end zone. 3rd down and long for Pittsburg High.
I think that was Weston who was making the effort there to try to intercept that one, Mike. And I haven't called his name too many times on the defensive end, but boy, we called him on the offensive end.
Yeah. He's played so well on offense, they shouldn't make him play defense. 3 receivers in the formation. Long to the left of Weimer's. They send Rogers in motion. Going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Slips a tackle. Now angles back outside the 30. Still on his feet, and he is going to be wrestled to the ground at the 32-yard line. Going to lose 14 yards there, and I understand the fella was just trying to make a play, but you can't reverse the field that far and lose 14 yards. Now it takes him out of field goal range, and it's going to bring up a 4th down, and we'll call it 21 from the Carl Junction 32-yard line.
Mike, that only works on video games. You can't try that in real life. It's just one of those tough things, but that play right there just basically sums up the night for the Dragon offense.
And when your top 2 quarterbacks on the depth chart are out, you don't really expect a lot of things. You have to play every other aspect of the game perfect. And Pittsburg High at times have done that, but too many mistakes, crucial times. Weimer's on 4th and long, sets his feet, got a man running free. That's Dylan White, he's in. touchdown, Pittsburg High. 32-yard pass from Brett Weimers to Dylan White. It's 30-13, Carl Junction. And I figured out what the Dragon offense needs to do. Not one, not two, but 3 fourth-down conversions on that drive. They need to get to 4th and long and then make a play.
Well, how about that? What a throw by Weimers. The absolute bullet to White. And I told you at the beginning of the game, Mike, if they want to score, number 4 needs the football, and that's exactly what happened.
Neef in for the extra point. Weimers will hold. Snap is down. The kick is up. And it is good. Back to a 2-possession Carl Junction lead. 9:51 to play, 4th quarter. Bulldogs lead 30-14. We are back here at Hutchison Field in 30 seconds. This is Dragon football.
If you want to improve your basketball skill set, you need to attend one of the Lane Lord basketball camps. Each camper receives individual attention and specific coaching adapted to age and skill level. There's something for everyone. A grade school camp for girls entering 3rd through 8th grade, a high school team camp available on 2 different weekends with both varsity and JV levels of competition, plus satellite camps throughout the summer. All campers receive instruction from head coach Lane Lord, head assistant Amanda David, along with former and current players. For more information, visit them online at LaneLordBballCamps.com. Coach Lord and Coach David have seen tremendous success over the past several years, and they begin their recruiting at these camps, with over 20 former campers being signed. Visit LaneLordBballCamps.com.
Now back to Dragon football.
Carl Junction expecting an onside kick here. They've got 9 of their guys, make it 10 of their guys inside the 40-yard line, between the 40 and 50, expecting an onside kick. Good opportunity here for Pittsburg High to play for field position, Avi. A deep kick here and some good coverage. They can back CJ up inside their own 20-yard line. Neef will pop it up to Weston at the 14. Angles left across the 20 and goes down at the 24-yard line. And that's where Carl will take over, 1st and 10. And you look, 30-7. You add a touchdown. Pittsburg High's down just 2 possessions. And if they can get a quick turnover or a 3 and out here and able to make another play on offense, they're within striking distance here, Avi. I know everybody kind of wrote them off. People in the stands are dancing, getting ready for homecoming, but, you know, they've got an opportunity here.
That they do, and we'll see if they can.
Handoff up the middle to Weston, hit right at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Chase Johnson in on the stop, and the first guy to get him was Nathan Neef, the kicker. So you kick it deep, you kick an extra point, and then you tackle a running back, a really good running back for a gain of 1.
And Mikey's hit the head on the tail there. This defense could do something here to keep these guys in the game.
Handoff to Weston, stretch play on the right side, room to run across the 25, stiff arm at the 30, reverses his field at the 35, and taken down from behind near the 40 at about the 38-yard line as Chase Johnson makes the tackle. Another nice run there by Raekwon Weston, gain of 15, moves the chains.
That's an okay first down if you're Pittsburgh. You can give that one up right now if you want to, but you can't continuously do that.
Kennedy takes the snap, handoff to guess who? Weston. Across the 40 and taken down by Chase Johnson again at the 44. Gain of 5. And Carl Junction in their best impression of a 4-minute offense. It's called give the ball to number 13 every time you snap it.
Yeah, and Kennedy or Weston's going to touch this football every single time.
Well, they're going to run the quarterback sweep. Kennedy around the right side behind the block of Zeke Wall, and he ran out of bounds. He's going to have enough of the first down into Dragon territory at the 48-yard line. Picks up 8. And a 1st and 10 for Carl as they move into Dragon territories. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds with 8:24 remaining 4th quarter. Need a turnover here. How about a fumble? Scoop and score as long as we're begging, right? And off. Fake it to Kennedy. They're going to hand it off up the middle. New tailback into the ballgame. That's Tegan Armentrout. He'll bring it inside the 45 to the 43. About 5 yards a pop here every time Carl Junction runs it, and they are leaning. That offensive line is leaning on the defensive line of Pittsburg High. Just look at them, for those of you watching online. The team in white, much bigger than the team in purple. Then you throw in Zeke Wall at fullback. Lined up there to the right of Kennedy. Fakes it to Armentrout up the middle for Kennedy. Hit at the 40. Johnson wrestles him to the ground at the 38. And it's going to be close to a first down. There is a flag on the play. Hopefully it's out on Pittsburg High. Let's see what it is. Personal foul on Pittsburg High.
And Mike, one of the killer things is not only is this penalty is a huge factor, but PHS only has one timeout to stop this clock too. The 2 timeouts by Coach Nicholson in the last quarter and this quarter was to offensive line or the offense didn't line up the correct way, so they had to burn a timeout on that. So now they have one left.
After the penalty, tacked on to the end of that run by Kennedy. Ball will be marked at the 22-yard line of Pittsburg High, 1st and 10 for Carl. Dragons showing blitz, play fake. Kennedy looking to throw, sets his feet, got a man open in the end zone, throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. As the receiver kind of got turned around there. He almost looked like a D-back, and that was intended for Looters. I'm not sure what he was looking at there.
Well, that's what Pittsburgh wants right there, is a stop on the clock now. So 7:16 remaining, as now, not sure if Weston was just cramping or what the deal was, but he's back in now, and so be expecting number 13 to carry the football here.
So 2nd down and 10. Kennedy play fake. Now he's going to run it off the right tackle, bounces it outside the 20, the 15, first down yardage as he's skirts out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Carl Junction after that 12-yard scoot there by Kennedy. And, you know, for a guy that throws the ball, he's pretty quick and pretty physical when he runs it up the middle like that.
That's the kind of quarterback you want. And unfortunately, you know, Kennedy, he's still a junior, so he'll get another year under his belt, but gotta like this one out of him.
Weston back into the ball game, runs over a defender, and he takes it into the end zone for a 9-yard touchdown, the 4th rushing touchdown of the night for Raekwon Weston. And it's 36-14. Carl Junction pulling away here for from the Dragons with 7 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. Everybody talks about the defense and the front 7 as advertised, but Raekwon Weston is the difference maker on this ball team. Kennedy, extra point is up, and it is good. 7 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Carl Junction leads 37-14. We are back to Hutch Field in 1 minute. This is Dragon football.
If you are injured in an accident or on the job, it is vitally important that you hire the right attorney. Before choosing an attorney, you should make sure they have the resources to fight large corporations or insurance companies. Your attorney should have extensive trial court experience and a track record of success. The Spigarelli Law Firm, with offices in Pittsburg and Coffeyville, has the experience, resources, and reputation to provide the quality representation your claim deserves. Fred Spigarelli has received the top rating from his peers with the Martindale-Hubbell Independent Rating System. His firm has the resources to hire the experts and physicians needed to properly present your claim. The Spigarelli Law Firm has successfully tried cases for over 40 years and taken numerous cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Call the Spigarelli Law Firm today at 877-409-7931 or visit their website at spigarelli-law.com. You can also find them fast in names and numbers. Be sure to get reliable information when you choose an attorney to represent you.
Now back to Dragon football.
Kickoff in the air, Pittsburg High. Taken by Corbin Jefferson at the 15. Makes a couple of defenders miss into Bulldog territory. Still moving the pile forward inside the 45. And taken down at the 40-yard line. And as we said at halftime, any bright spots you can pull out of there in the return game particularly Corbin Jefferson, has been magnificent tonight.
Yeah, you gotta love that. The never give up attitude by the Purple Dragons is now, again, ball in great field position. They're at the 41-yard line. I mean, Mike, there's 6:50 on the clock. It's not enough time, but I mean, there's still a chance.
So 1st and 10. At the CJ 41, Weimer's in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolling out, looking to throw. Under pressure from Wall, floats it in the flat for Jefferson, and he's going to be taken down for a loss of about 10 yards on a completed pass.
Well, not the pass you wanted to make there. It's just this get out of the pocket and just throw that thing away. Now it's a huge loss. It was a loss of 9. And so 2nd and 19 for the Dragons.
Sure to keep it tuned here to ESPN 100.7 all weekend, and also the KSHQ app. Tons of football, including Pitt State at Hayes. Eddie Lomshak, B.J. Harris, Zach Dickey will make the long trek out to Hayes for tomorrow night's matchup. Weimer's snap, quick slant for Rogers, and he's taken down. The pass is incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd down and forever, so Pittsburg High's just a play away from another 4th down opportunity.
Hey, I mean, if it worked last time, try it again, but 6:02 on the clock, 3rd and very long to go here. Might see a fade, something down the field, if not just a dink and dunk for the Dragons.
So 3rd and 19 from midfield for Pittsburg High. Trips to the left. Weimer's rolling out to the left. Looking to throw. Has time. Got a man open. It's complete inside the 30 and spun to the ground at the 26-yard line. Drew Rolfs with his first catch of the ball game. Gain of 24. 1st and 10. Move the chains for the Dragons.
Well, there you go, Mike. They didn't need that 4th down. They might have heard you. And so they got it on the 3rd down. And now the Dragons inside the 30-yard line looking to strike. 5:45 and counting now on the clock.
It's rolling under 5:40. 37-14 Carl Junction. The Dragons on the move. Double tight I formation. Weimer's pitches it to Jelani Long, trying to get outside, and he's taken down, make that Corbin Jefferson. He's taken down for a loss of about 4 yards.
Still in bounds, and so the clock will continue to run. Again, PHS only has 1 timeout left.
2nd down and 12 for Pittsburg High. Weimer's singles the play into the huddle. 2 receivers split out to the left. That's Dylan White. White out to the left. CJ shown blitz, can run the zone read. Weimer's taken down after a short gain. Zeke Wall there, the first to get his hands on him, wraps him up and takes him down. Brings up 3rd down and long once again for Pittsburg High from the Carl Junction 27-yard line as the clock ticks now under 4:30 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Well, we'll see if it's just a 3rd down thing this drive, Mike, as Dragons face another 3rd and long. Trying to convert, do something, make something out of nothing.
3rd and 11. Here's in the shotgun with Jefferson to his left, trips to the left. He's looking left, quick pass completed in the flat to Sutton. He spun to the ground at the 22-yard line, picks up 5. It'll bring up a 4th and 6. That clock continues to roll, 3:55 remaining. In the 3rd quarters, Pittsburg High is going to give Neath an opportunity and a long field goal here. Nathan Neath, the senior on homecoming, will attempt a 39-yarder as Brett Weimer's will hold it at the 29-yard line on the left hash. The snap is down, the kick is up, it's long enough. And it is good, and he made it with plenty of room to spare, and I believe we're going to get a roughing the kicker. So do you take the 39-yard field goal off the board if you're Coach Nick? It's running into the kicker, just a 5-yard running into the kicker. And that won't be a first down. Got an update from Eddie Lomchak, who called the Colgan-Riverton game. Colgan won 49-6. He hopped in his car, drove to Galena. Galena leading 33-29, 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And Columbus is driving down 4 with the ball at the Galena 40-yard line. Wow.
And for those of you baseball fans, the Yankees and Indians just went to final as they're going to decline the penalty, so the kick is good.
Kick is good. 37-17, Carl Junction leads. We're back in 1 minute. This is Dragon football.
When you get engaged and need to pay for the wedding, when you have a baby and need to start that college savings account, it seems like the best moments in life can come with some real financial challenges. What's yours? At Commerce Bank, we find solutions so you can focus on enjoying life. Visit us online at commercebank.com or at a branch near you. Commerce Bank, challenge accepted. Member FDIC.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Onside kick coming after the 49-yard field goal. Nice kick from Neef, but it is recovered by Carl Junction. Good job there by Caden Cup. Wide receiver on the hands team will haul it in at the Carl Junction 49-yard line, and 3:15 remaining in this fourth quarter. Carl with a 20-point lead, looking to run some clock and milk this one away and add to their 7-1 record and their number 2 ranking here in Class 4 in Missouri.
And that should just about do it for the first stringers here, Mike, as you see Baker and Armentrout now in for Bulldogs.
And on a 4th and 7, Columbus just completed it down to the Galena 21-yard line with 1:23 to play in the fourth quarter. Going to hand it off for Baker. The freshman quarterback will keep it. He'll pick up about 4 yards. Couple of Dragon defenders there to take him down, led by Bentley Bookout.
And that is Nathan Neef down for PHS.
And that's a guy you can't lose. He offense, defense, and he's your kicker, and a heck of a kicker at that.
And Neef, couple weeks ago, was actually attempting a PAT and got roughed into, and that's what caused an injury for him. But good to see Neef immediately get back up. He's just not sure what the injury is. He's favoring something there, Mike, but he's limping off slowly there.
Able to get off under his own power. Going to be okay. (37-17). 3 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Shotgun formation. Baker will keep it on the end around. The freshman quarterback, room to run at the 40. Falls across the 40 to the 39. He'll have a first down. He'll stop the clock momentarily with 2:48 to play. 4th and 7 for Columbus from the Galena 18 with 40 seconds to play. Galena up 33-29. Heck of a ball game down there at Abbey Field. Baker going to run the quarterback sweep around the right side. Spins out of a tackle and taken down on an ankle tackle by Chase Johnson. 2:25 and counting, fourth quarter, 37-17. And Galena sacks the quarterback and will hold on and win and knock off the number one team in 4A2, 33-29. Baker, zone read, will keep it up the middle. Moves the pile forward inside the 35 to the 33, and pretty physical kid for just a freshman here in this varsity ball game.
They give the opportunities while you can. Gotta credit him that, as we're at 145 and counting now, as CJ just running this thing off slowly but surely.
Fake it to Armentrout. Baker falls forward for 2. Going to bring up a 4th down and short as we roll under 90 seconds remaining. We got some scores coming up here a little bit later on the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show. We'll hear from Coach Nicholson on the postgame show following the completion of this one in about 72 seconds. Baker snaps it, runs it forward. Second effort, he's going to be just short, and Pittsburg High's defense gets a stop, and they will take over. 1st and 10 inside their own 31-yard line. Couple snaps from Pittsburg High, and that'll wrap things up here. 37-17, Carl Junction with the lead. Weimer's under center. Gonna run the toss sweep to Jefferson, trying to bounce it outside. Nowhere to go. There's Armentrout and Wall there to bring him down after a short gain. Second down and 9. Pittsburg High will need to run one more play, and that'll be the end of it. Weimer's going to hand it off up the middle to Evans. He's stacked up and after a short gain, and that'll do it. Our final score here at Hutchison Field on homecoming. Carl Junction knocks off the Dragons 37-17. Pittsburg High drops to 4-2 on the season. And we'll take on Bonner Springs here in a big matchup next Friday night at Hutchison Field. 37-17 our final score. We'll kick off the postgame show after this 3-minute timeout. This is Dragon Football on ESPN 100.7.
The Great Gorilla Giveaway is on. You can win a grand prize of a $50 gift card to Gorilla Country and a pair of tickets to a PSU Gorilla football game, and 2 runners-up each win a $25 gift card to Gorilla Country. Each month in September, October, and November, you can win tickets to big games like the Hall of Fame game on September 30th, the homecoming game on October 14th, or the regular season finale against MSSU on November 11th. All you have to do is register today at these fine sponsors: Gorilla Country, 104 East Kansas, Kansas Land Tires, 901 North Broadway, Chad's Auto Repair, 920 West 4th Street, Dalton Suites in the Meadowbrook Mall. It's your chance to win Gorilla gear and tickets to the biggest games this season. The Great Gorilla Giveaway all season long. So stop by one of our sponsors today and register to win. Let's go Gorillas and the Great Gorilla Giveaway on ESPN Sports Headquarters 100.7. Need not be present to win. Game tickets and gift cards can be picked up at MyTown Media, 412 North Locust in Pittsburg.
Fletcher Toyota, 22nd and Rangeline in Joplin, would like to congratulate junior quarterback Easton Dean of the Lebec County Grizzlies as this week's Southeast Kansas Football Player of the Week. Dean was 9 for 12 through the air for 168 yards and a score. He also added another 104 yards rushing on 9 carries and 2 more scores in the Grizzlies' 34-7 victory over the Fort Scott Tigers. Fletcher Toyota wants to congratulate Dean along with the entire Grizzlies team for their hard work and dedication to be the best they can be. The Fletcher Toyota team shares these same core values in a assisting their customers through the entire buying process. Stop by today and see all the new redesigned 218 Camrys, along with the rest of the entire line of new Toyotas and Scions. They also have a great selection of pre-owned and certified vehicles. You're going to want to take one home tonight. Fletcher Toyota, 22nd and Range Line in Joplin, congratulates junior quarterback Easton Dean of the Labette County Grizzlies as the Southeast Kansas Football Player of the Week. Fletcher Toyota, proud sponsor of 4-State football.
When it comes to tough, versatile workhorses, nothing compares to Kubota's full line of RTV Series utility vehicles. Engineered to last and designed to deliver, Kubota's RTV X Series doesn't just lead the way on rugged dependability, it leads the pack. From big jobs to small projects and daily chores. Choose from America's top-selling family of diesel utility vehicles to help you do it all.
Visit Store or Implement at Iola, Kansas for more information.
This is Pitt State football.
This is Eddie Lomchek, voice of the Pitt State Gorillas, inviting you to join us every Monday night during the Pitt State football season for the Coach Tim Beck Show, presented by CDL Electric. Each week, the Coach Beck Show airs live from 6 to 7 inside the Two Brothers Mining Company restaurant at Kansas Crossing Casino. Each week, we'll recap the previous game and preview that week's opponent. We'll have a player guest and giveaways as well. It's the Coach Tim Beck Show, only on ESPN 100.7.
Mike Snow, Avi Sharma back here. Hutchison Field on homecoming 37-17. Carl Junction knocks off Pittsburg High. They dropped to 4-2 on the season. We'll take on Bonner Springs next week on week 7 as we're waiting on Coach Nicholson to join us up here in the booth and get his thoughts on the game. But, you know, we talked in the pregame about backup quarterback and so many guys out. Some guys like Ty Cicero played that were banged up. Neef was banged up coming into this game, and others that they would have to play perfect. And it started out at times and it was perfect. And then some, using 3 timeouts throughout the game with misalignments, the turnovers, some of the mistakes, the 80-yard touchdown run. Everybody kind of fell asleep, which tied it up, which I thought all the momentum was in the favor of Pittsburg High at that time. And then when Weston answered with an 80-yard run to tie it up immediately, that was kind of the momentum killer in the ballgame.
Yeah, it was a great start. Couldn't have been a better start, for PHS. As you mentioned, Mike, they played very, very well at the beginning of this game and the whole first half, really. I mean, I believe it was a 7-7, almost 13-7 game at the end of the first quarter. So it was very close. They played very well. It was a little started getting a little bit rough there as PHS was struggling offensively. Could not get anything going. The very first drive, they did it. Other than that, it was very, very rough. And so that defense, they were coming in and out. Their backs against the walls. They were having a tough time stopping this team. That's what ended up being the loss for them.
But I feel like, and we'll ask Coach Nicholson, who's making his way up, I feel like playing a game like this in this situation, Avi, makes the Dragons better. And, particularly when you go up against a pretty good defense in a front 7, like Carl Junction had, it's going to make the offensive line and everybody a lot better. And I felt like the running backs, the effort from the linebackers, all in all, I thought the effort was great. Just a couple of mental mistakes that you can't have against a team like this.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what you're going to have happen whenever you have backups coming in. It's their first time coming out there with the primetime lights of homecoming. It's very tough to have that happen to them. But, it's a learning mistake, Mike. And so these guys are going to bounce back, and that's exactly what Coach Nicholson's going to say. And so let's bring them in.
Yep, we'll bring in the head coach of the Purple Dragons. It was a big game tonight, Coach. Not only homecoming, but you got the A-team in the broadcast booth. Cameron couldn't make it tonight. He had a date, and I expect you to lay it on him next week during the show. Can you handle that for me?
Well, I'll try to remember that, yeah.
Well, 37-17, a couple of things that we talked about, and you guys were beat up, and your first and second string quarterback are out, and we thought everybody would have to play perfect, all 3 phases of the game. And I thought starting out early, you were able to do that. The special teams played well, defense got a stop, and the offense put a nice drive together to take that early 7-0 lead, and then the one-play 80-yard drive from Carl that kind of killed your momentum early.
Yeah, they did. They popped one, and that's what they do. I mean, they're so
effective and efficient outside and have playmakers, but that tailback's special, and the quarterback's got wheels to burn. But yeah, I mean, it started for us as good as we could. We knew 7 points wasn't going to be enough. They're really, really good. But our kids fought tooth and nail to the very end. You know, we were a little bit undermanned, but that's pretty much an excuse, and they're not hurting any less just because we were a little bit undermanned. They wanted to come out here and win this game, and they did everything they could. We just didn't quite get more than they did. But no, I'm proud of their effort, regardless who was on the field. I thought everybody went out there and did their job as hard as they could, and sometimes they popped them, and sometimes we were able to stop them. But that's a quality team.
Yes, it is, and you know the effort and the open field tackles that your defense have made at times. You know, sure they had some lapses, and they maybe took some plays off, some things that you and your coaching staff will notice on film tomorrow that we would notice here in the booth. But several times tonight, a guy would have the corner, head of steam, and a D-back would come up and take Raekwon Weston to the ground on an open field tackle. And as you said, he's a great tailback. That's not easy to do. And their wideouts are the same way. They're very good in the open field. They're shifty. They're quick. They're strong. I really did. I thought our tackling was really solid. I mean, that 80-yard run, he went untouched. And we were in the defensive call, and I heard our defensive coaches, they were saying, our bad, we guessed wrong. You know, we were sending people, and when you send people, you leave something open. They just happened to hit it. But, yeah, I was very proud. And 37 points, but we didn't get enough first downs in the first half, and that was a lot of the problem. Chase Johnson did a nice job. We'd hit a play and then we'd get a negative play, and we always had to stay in front of the chains, and we knew that. So anytime we got a penalty or anytime we got a negative play, that really backed us up a little bit and changed what we were wanting to do. But I thought both our quarterbacks did pretty well. We knew we had to milk the clock and stay in front of the chains, and in the second quarter we weren't doing that very well, and our defense played a lot in that second quarter. It's a tough situation for Chase, a guy that hadn't played much quarterback, didn't get much reps, and you get probably one of the best defenses in the area to coming in. Oh, by the way, you're the starting quarterback. Yeah, exactly. And he had a good week, and him and B-Dub, we didn't exactly split him 50-50, but they got more reps this week. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this is your first varsity action, and you're facing one of the best defenses that you will face if you run all the way to the state championship game. You're not going to see another defensive line like that. You won't see another player like Zeke Wall, but he came in, and Chase is just so confident in himself. He's cool. He's calm. The wheel route to J-Lo was huge. He was seeing it. I mean, it was moving fast, but he was doing everything he possibly could. And if he came to the sideline and missed one, he knew it immediately. I mean, the kid's just a smart kid and a competitor. And then B-Dub comes in and starts probably as bad as he could ever start in his own mind with a pick and then a turnover. But he comes back, throws a touchdown, does a really good job, kind of settles in. So, you know, we were putting those kids in really bad situations. They never complained. They just went out and they did the best they could for their teammates, and that's what we asked from them, and that's what they did. And, you know, I thought the running backs tonight, Long, Evans, and Jefferson, second and third efforts. Sometimes, you know, they'd hand it off the middle. I say nothing's there. They'd shoot out and pick up 6-yard gain against, again, a quality defense. How do you feel like their effort was tonight? Well, all of them were spectacular, but our running backs knew we were going to lean heavily on them tonight, and they responded. But, you know, these kids have just worked their tails off since November getting ready for this, and when we needed them, they showed up for us. But yeah, there was a lot of runs that was 1-2 yards, and they bounce off one and they get another 6 or 7. You know, it's just, we have really good kids. We have kids who want to play well, who want to represent their school and their community with their effort, and, you know, they want to win more than anything, but they're always going to have effort. Even when we were down and it wasn't going to happen, they're still playing their tails off, and that's the caliber of kids we got right now. You got Bonner coming in next week, and, you know, they had a big win over unbeaten Baser last week, and, you know, it was quite the battle when you went up there a year ago. What do you expect from them? Well, we haven't looked much at them. Carl Junction pretty much occupied every second of our week. I did get a roster on them, and they got some dudes. Long, big, you know, a lot of 6'2", 205, 215-pound kids, big offensive linemen. They'll have some athletes, and they got some kids that can move. But quite honestly, we've spent every second watching film on these guys, trying to get ready for them, and we'll start late tonight or tomorrow, depending how much sleep anybody can get on Scout and Bonner. But they'll come down and they'll be a quality team, because I know they put it to a really good Baser Linwood team. Well, Coach, a tough one tonight on homecoming, but I feel like as Avi and I mentioned during the broadcast several times, there were some things that you'll see on film that you can work on in practice against a quality front seven like this that will help your offensive line, your running backs, and everybody. I know you all want to win every game, especially on homecoming, but you only got to be good for the final 4 weeks of the season, and I think this game will help you just like the Webb City game did a few weeks back, and that's why you went out and scheduled teams like this.
Absolutely. Yeah, we scheduled them planning on winning, but when you don't, we're going to learn a whole lot about ourselves in this game. Your angles have to be perfect, your steps have to be perfect, everything has to be right, or it's going to show up on film. So, this is a good film for us. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to improve a lot from now to the end of the season, and that's why you play teams like Carl Junction, to show you what you need to improve on instead of just going out and winning 50-0 and do whatever works. We're going to learn more from this game than we would have if we would have played anybody else. So, we'll get into film. It'll be a long film week, correcting our mistakes, and the goal is always to get better each and every week, so that's the plan.
Well, I appreciate you for making your way up here to the booth. Good to see you, and good luck next week against Bonner.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Mike.
Tom Nicholson, head coach of the Purple Dragons, joining us here in the booth as they fall to 4-2 on the season with a 37-17 loss to the Carl Junction Bulldogs. Avi, any thoughts before we get out of here?
Well, I was pretty impressed by you bringing up Cam like that, Mike. I'm really looking forward to that. But it was it was a tough game for him. It was a learning curve, exactly like Coach Nicholson said. But you can't be too frustrated. It was a game that they did their best. They tried everything. A couple hiccups hurt them. Hats off to CJ. They played phenomenal tonight. I mean, how in the world do you stop Weston? That guy is a tank. And
behind that line.
Exactly. And so, got to tip them off. But, like Coach Nicholson said, got to get some sleep, got to move on. Look forward to next week against Bonner Springs.
Well, I appreciate you for joining us. 37-17, Carl Junction knocks off Pittsburg High. Be sure to stay tuned after this break. We'll have the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show coming up. Also, like to thank our board op, Zach Conway, back at the station. Producer-engineer did a great job along with Shelby White. And everybody back at the MyTown Media Studios. Appreciate you. Stay tuned. Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show is coming up next. You've been listening to Purple Dragon Football.